No, sir. Like, don't. I would rather you be up here. Um, I like. I feel kind of embarrassed that there's even some. I don't believe that you reported me, Bart. What I'm saying is like, don't do that stuff. I believe that you didn't report, Bart. I believe that. Just
Well, I'm just saying, whatever it is, I think people are reporting because I'm up here. So
why
even
don't
if it's not Bart, I don't know who it is, but
is like? Do you get that a lot?
no. But I just think it's too coincidental that Bart came in here doing his stuff, and we got in an argument. Now you're getting reported. So I don't know.
Yo,
And it's not a
Bart,
big deal.
Bart,
Like I could
like
just hang out in
Bart,
the
Bart,
comments.
just listen to me right now. Like, no emojis, no mentioning sir, no mentioning anybody from that server. Like, just behave. I don't get it. Like, we did have a nice conversation, but like, I don't want. I believe you. Stop like suggesting that you're gonna send proof. Like, I believe you. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna be the facilitator of like, I don't know, like belittling or like, because like, say what you want about sir. Oh, who did that?
I did.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's up? Right here. Yeah, so let me just get my piece out before he like mutes
No, no,
and
no,
blocks me
no.
or
Wait,
whatever.
Bart. The rule is that like if it's gonna be like if I'm gonna be like the mediator, right? There's just gonna be like no like shots like that taken. I just don't
Okay,
want to facilitate
I'm
that.
not gonna take shots at him. We were
Don't
having
talk.
a nice
Don't talk.
discussion.
If unless he says that you can talk about him, don't. Right, and vice versa. Just don't.
No, go ahead. He
All
can
right,
talk. I'll go on mute while he
I'm
says
just
what he wants to say.
look. I'm just gonna talk in generalities then, so I don't trigger him or whatever. Like we were having a nice discussion. I use both emojis, whether they're darker or yellow or whatever.
Who
He
are you
seems
talking
to,
to me right now?
yeah, I'm talking to you. So he
Okay,
seems to
but
think.
I'm not interested in like.
Okay, well then we don't have to talk about it, but he obviously came up and ruined a good conversation, so I'm just trying to get the air clear.
Well, I don't think. I think that I don't remember, but we were talking. It was a good conversation. That Maxim guy came up. He dropped. Sir came up and then said that you were antagonizing him in the comments, right? And then my live got flagged or something. I'm not saying that
It
you did
had
it. I don't.
nothing, yeah, it had nothing to do. I didn't
I
even
believe
see
you.
him. Okay, I can show you various screenshots and people with
I
DMs
believe
that
you.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
about the reports. I'm not talking about the report. I'm saying about the emojis that I use. It has nothing to do with them.
I don't
Actually, like
look.
okay,
I don't
fine,
care
fine,
about
it's
the
okay.
emojis that you use. I don't care. Right? Like I'll use every color emoji. Right? I'm just saying that like it just seems like there's a
Yeah,
source
I
of
don't
this.
care what emojis people use either. It's not the fact. It's the reason why he's doing it that's like upsetting me because and he let's say he wasn't doing it for that reason there. Okay, fine. Let's just say that's the case. I don't believe that, but let's say that's the case. He's already admitted to me on a live that he does that intentionally to antagonize me. And
Let
that's the
me
part that I
let me
think's not
respond to
okay.
that, sir. Sir, can I respond to that 1 second?
Well,
So
let me just
no,
finish
but
what I'm trying to
you've
say here.
made this accusation several times now, and I want to make sure I respond to it because I use these emojis in general. But if somebody comes and actually tries to tell me, I mean, the entitlement that you have here to tell me what emojis I can use is just absurd. Like, so if I'm using them, let's say like X amount of time, and then you tell me don't use them, yeah, just to like make a point that you don't get to tell me what to use, I will use them more often. But I'm not using them because of you. I was already using those emojis in general. But how dare you tell me what emojis I'm going to use and presume my race when I haven't told anybody my race on this app? Like, how dare you?
Okay, now can I respond to that? No, because the whole thing is not me telling you what you can and can't do. I mean, everything you do has repercussions, right? And you doing that to antagonize me, I think is just kind of out of line. But if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it, right? And you've already told everybody your race. The other day, you said
No, I
I
haven't.
heard you. I heard you on a live. Okay, you said, "Hey, what if a black guy said something to me and I got angry at him? Could I call him the N word?"
What?
You've
What
already
are you talking
admitted.
about? No, I
On a live the
haven't.
other day,
You're
you said that.
confused. No, no, no. You're confused, sir. We were having like a hypothetical race discussion, and we were talking about like hypothetically, if you're X race, what can you do? If you're Y race, what can you do? That has nothing to do with me telling people what race I am. Actually, when they ask me on lives what race I am, I always preface it with this statement: for the purposes of this discussion, I will be X. That's why I preface it that way, because I'm not actually declaring my race. And that's strategic because I feel people like you have these stereotypes about race that inhibit fair discussion. And I think my methods here, and
What stereotypes?
Wait,
you have
yes.
stereotypes about code switching, you have stereotypes about how people
Wait,
talk
Bart,
based off
Bart,
their race.
can we have a good conversation about code switching, please?
Yeah,
I'm
what
really not.
stereotypes?
No, no,
Like,
no.
what
That's
Bart,
not.
stereotypes do
That's
I
not
have
what I.
about
That's
race?
not what I
I
was.
know, I agree.
No,
Let
because
me
I
I'll let
think
explain.
you
Oh
finish.
my
I'll let you
God.
finish
Let me
after this. I
explain
just
this.
want to ask
So
you this question.
yeah.
You can finish. You can finish after this. Can
Okay.
you and I, when you're done, have a good conversation about code switching?
What
Oh,
stereotypes do you think I
we
have
can talk
about
about
code
it. Yeah.
switching?
So Sir has these. He said this. This is what originally started this, right? Like he said this
I
comment.
don't need to
Like,
know the lore. At this point, you guys are talking to each other.
No, I want to.
oh
I
God.
want to hear the lore. I want to hear the
Okay,
lore
okay,
because
So
okay.
he's
so
misrepresented this conversation
no,
several
I
times.
haven't.
And by
No,
the
I
way, the
haven't. And
conversation
Robbie
is
knows.
recorded. Go
Robbie's
ahead.
in the comments. He'll confirm this. Like you said, like haven't you been around black people after like somebody made a comment or I made a comment about like the way people talk, and he said, haven't you been around black people? I
You
found
made
that
a
comment.
comment. Wait,
Wait
wait.
a
You
second. I'm
made
not done
not
yet.
about the way people talk. Just
That's
to be clear,
exactly no. That's
the comment
exactly
you
what it
made. The
was.
comment. Hold on. The comment you made was about black people not talking a certain way when they're on different groups.
No,
That's
no,
the
no, no,
comment that was made
no,
because we were
no.
talking about Kamala
That
Harris,
we
and
were
that's
talking
what
about
in
Harris.
response I said. Have you spent any time around black people?
Yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
common for people
No, no,
that
sir, you're
speak in sort of an
misrepresenting
Ebonic
the
dialect
exchange.
to
No,
speak
that's
this
false.
different way when they're on
It's false.
different
There are
groups.
certain trends, but when you generalize an entire race on the basis of their
Not what I
racial
did.
demographic, that's exactly what you did. I
No,
took
it's
offense to
not.
that, and I think it's very reasonable to take offense to that, especially when we're talking
I'm
about
sorry you didn't
Harris.
understand my
No,
point.
no, no, no.
Okay, but
You
that's not
didn't
what I
understand
did.
it because Harris was not actually code switching, by the way, because it's very clear when you look at these accents, these videos of her, that's not code switching. It's very clearly tailored to the audience to which she is speaking, which isn't code switching. It's political campaigning. It's very clear that's what's happening. And then you made this
Bart,
generalization about black people talking a certain way, and that's
Bart,
Nope,
racist. And I'm
not
going
what I
to call
did.
it out every
Bart,
single
Bart. I
time.
have a
The
question, Bart.
generalization I
Bart.
made, wait, Zach, hold on. The generalization I made, just to be clear, and I've explained this to him several times, was about people code switching and talking in different dialects. It wasn't about black people that they need
No,
to talk a
that's not
certain
what you
way.
said. You said black people. Haven't you been around black people? Is what you
I don't want
said.
to. I don't want to mute you guys.
Yes,
Okay?
about the code
I
switching
don't want
thing,
to
not
mute you
about
guys.
them
Yeah, and
talking
it
a certain
wasn't
way.
applicable because
Hey,
Harris wasn't
stop.
code
Hey,
switching.
excuse
She
me.
was
But I was
pandering.
arguing she
Hey,
was,
excuse me.
dummy.
Hey,
She
excuse me.
wasn't. Very clearly, she
Hey,
wasn't.
But that was the whole thing we were
stop.
arguing
And you
Stop.
about.
don't
Thank
get to
Is
you.
generalize an
talking,
entire
be
race. You
quiet.
don't know.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want. I don't want to mute you guys. Okay. But listen. Um. Look. I don't really want to facilitate the rehashing of this. Like, to be clear, everything that Sir has said, right, I agree with, as long as it's being provided in the context that he's saying it. But I have a question, Bart, just to maybe facilitate a new context of this, because I'm not part of this, and I've heard this 4 or 5 times at this point. Bart, do you think that code switching can happen even if racial homogeneity is present?
Racial homogeneity? What do you
Yeah.
mean by racial homogeneity?
Yeah, do you think that there can be a group full of like nerdy white guys, right? And a group full of like stoner white guys, and you can be a part of both social groups as a white guy, and you can talk one way around the nerdy dudes and one way around the stoner dudes.
No, presupposing racial homogeneity is part of the problem, right? Where you're actually stating that somebody who's part of this demographic, like, has these patterns, like, or has
Stop.
these regular.
Stop.
Bro, you're not letting me
I'm not.
finish. No, no, no.
What? No, because you're
You,
not saying something. I'm not talking about
no, no,
race.
no,
I'm
no.
talking about
You
their
said
hobbies.
homogeneity, but that's the very thing that I'm contesting here. You
What's
don't get to
different about
presume.
them? What's
Wait,
different?
wait, 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 wait.
Stop. No, no,
No, no,
no.
you're not
You're
getting
not
it.
answering my question. Let me ask my question again.
Don't mute me. Don't mute me. You said
Stop. Then
homogeneity. I'm
listen.
explaining to you.
If you
Wait a
stop talking, I
second.
won't have
Wait a
to.
second.
No,
Dude,
no,
stop
no, no,
spazzing
no,
out.
no,
Stop
no,
spazzing out,
no,
dude.
no,
You
no.
made a racist
You're answering
statement.
a
I'm
question I didn't
explaining to you.
ask.
You did. No,
No,
you
you
absolutely
misheard me.
did ask the
You
question about.
misheard me. You misheard me. Can
No,
I
I
ask it
didn't. I
again?
asked you what
Can I
racial
ask it again?
homogeneity is. Don't spazz out. Let me answer your
Stop.
question. Bro,
No,
you
you're
can't
not. You're
assume
answering a
this
question I didn't
demographic
fucking ask.
current that exists.
Don't unmute. Don't
Stop
unmute. Let me ask the
span.
question again. Let me ask the
You're
question again.
spazzing out, my dude. Let me answer
Yeah,
your question.
you're gone. So if you wanna come back up, you can. But I'm gonna ask this question again, right? Obviously, what would cause somebody who's a member of both social circles to speak differently isn't the race, because the race remains the same. That's our constant in this little experiment we're doing, right? So we have to ask ourselves, what is the difference between these two social circles that are both like white, right? Such that you would talk differently around one than the other, right? And that's not to say that white people speak a certain way, or that like black people speak a certain way. It's to say that like people who are stoners maybe tend to have like a slower pace of talking, and people who are nerds tend to have like I don't know, not that way of talking.
I
You
mean,
can
a part of code switching is the slang they use too.
yeah
Nerds would use different slang than a
Oh,
stoner.
who just
yeah.
said that?
Who is talking?
Oh, is that
Um,
your girlfriend, Zach?
my fiance, my lover.
Oh, okay. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god, I thought I was
what?
hearing
I don't see
shit.
anybody else in the panel who's saying that.
Yeah. So also
Just
code
had me
switching.
on.
Code switching can be with like white children to white parents when they're cussing at school but not in front of their parents. Like it can be like northern like black people talking to southern black people. Like there's just gonna be different like dialects and different like ways that you can like say slang um in like
Yeah, and to be clear, the whole thing about
Justin. Do you want to
when
come
I
up and
said
talk about that?
when I said have you been around black people, I didn't mean have you heard the way black people speak. When I said that, I was what I said that to was if you had experience with people of color code switching. That's what I meant by asking that. And I even clarified that in discussion. And this is like the whole discussion
I would
that he
grant
keeps
that
talking
like
about is
under
recorded.
that purview, I guess like if you hear that in a vacuum, have you like been around black people code switching? It would be weird to like specify. But like if you guys originally were talking about like Kamala Harris like and how like like being biracial or
Yeah.
something can lend itself to different
Well,
manners
it's
of
it's
speaking.
it's weird because people seem to have this idea, and this became especially obvious, I think, when Kamala Harris was kind of talking in these different like rallies and stuff with different kinds of people. People kind of had this idea that like she was pretending or that she was like he what do you say pandering, right? Which
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know a lot about her as a
that's just gonna be an
candidate
empirical
before
claim, right?
what.
That's just gonna be like some. There's gonna be some fact of the matter about that we don't have access to. Like maybe she was
Yeah,
pandering.
well,
Yeah,
he's I didn't know a lot about her political career before the VP stuff, so I mean he's going to point to maybe stuff and the way she spoke before that, but the point is that it I've noticed in having this discussion with other people that people don't realize that a lot of us do this, and they only seem to notice it when other black people are doing it. So that's the reason why I asked that question, because I
yeah.
don't
Like
think a lot of people notice that everybody does this.
anybody on this panel, right? Like you're not like when your like friend something said like it'd be good if you got me a Mountain Dew. You wouldn't say like is good there normative? Like are you using it in the normative sense? Like we all code switch when we're talking about philosophy anyway, so it's like I feel like it's just an easy concept to understand. Justin, this is interesting. I've felt some racist undertones lately in this atheist group.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely I feel like it's just the like presumed ignorance on my behalf that like I just feel like after investing in I think this particular group like being in the circles, it's just weird when uh I I'm very particular to say what I mean and not present things that I can't back or say things and drop off the panel and run from an argument, anything like that, right? I just feel like I feel like I've kept my side of the street clean. And it's just weird when I come into like a debate within some kind of forum and it's like out of nowhere, I'm getting accused of like basically not knowing how to build a simple syllogism. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just I don't
Wait,
know. That's just one example. But then it's just also like if I if I just if I just reflect on like um yeah, I don't know.
what?
It's weird. It's weird being in my shoes because uh I'm already an outlier because I'm a Christian, and then and so it's like it's a hard to pick where the hostility is coming from, the unjustified hostility.
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like when it comes to questioning like my capabilities, that's not really a Christian thing. So that's, I don't know. That's where my mind goes. I'm trying to be sensitive to not be over. I almost to I don't know. I feel like by default I try not to be
Like assume
sensitive
that. Yeah.
in racial things. I was raised around white people. I mean, you probably tell by the way I talk. My dad
Yeah, but
intentionally
that right
raised me
there,
around.
I have a problem with that, right? Like,
Yeah,
I call people out when they say things like
yeah,
like so I'll hear people say this all the time, and I noticed today like you were like the first person who liked my screenshot that I shared about like all that clarification of me being like accused of racism, right?
yeah. I
Being
appreciate
like,
it though.
yeah, like I went through a 2 hour video 3 times, like, and I'm just, and then at the end the guy says, well, you probably had two parents and you're from Alabama, so don't, and it's just like, what? Okay, well, I wasted my life. But when I hear people say like, like white trash or they have a white speaking voice or something, I call people like that out because there's no way that any person, right, is supposed to talk.
Yeah,
But
and maybe it's, I don't know, that's another thing. I actually wanted to ask Cage about this because I know Cage, you seem you're at least some type of like not white. I don't know what it is exactly, but
Yeah,
I'd
I
assume
don't
mixed.
want to. I don't want to talk about it. I don't give a shit about it. Don't ask me.
Okay, all right. So anyway, well, we can get back to what we were talking. What were we talking about?
so wait, so Justin, I guess like, I guess it just like your comment affected me because I saw that you were in the chat and I remembered like you being somebody who like took the time to read obviously what I was saying,
Yeah,
and like not only that but like you like liked it, and so I
yeah,
guess like to see like me facilitating an area where you say like this atheist group has been racist recently, it kind of like I was on a high and then it was like, oh wait, what, so I guess like I don't know,
yeah. Yeah,
but
no, no, no. And I appreciated yours. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's fine. Like I don't need anyone to have sympathy on me. It's just a topic that I feel like as long as it's relevant to the conversation, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna say my piece, and I don't need anyone to back me or have. I mean, I'm gonna stand up for what I've experienced, and um, but also not make more of it than it needs to be. So, that's
I,
all. That's all I really wanted to say.
I
What
do, I
was
do,
this?
I do sympathize a little bit with like it seems like atheists more than theists, right? Will like let's just use somebody like who's not real as an example. They'll say like Kevin, right, has I heard Kevin talk today, he had a bad argument. I heard Kevin talk about a different argument today, it was bad. And then they'll just like now, whenever Kevin enters the chat, they'll go like, "Oh, Kevin, come up here and like be a dumbass for all of us. Show us how
Yeah.
little you understand about philosophy, you idiot." Like I have some sympathy with that view.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up with Cage, but it's all good. But that's what I was going to say. It's just like, seems like there
Easy
is,
now.
um, I don't know. It's just one side, one thing. I feel like if we're going to do this right, we're gonna be honest, right? I hear the Phil Bros talk about someone being dishonest all the time whenever they get an interlocutor in a corner and they do something to kind of manipulate their way out of it, right?
Right.
Or be dishonest to get out of the spot that they're in. And I think that that's like the if anything we're gonna if there's anything worth spending our time on, it's not going to be dishonest with each other, right? But then it's like, but why do I have to have this perfect like bar that I meet of philosophy speak?
Yeah, especially when like not I'm not saying this isn't offensive, right? But I'm saying that like your view, like as far as like terms of like theodicy or theology or whatever,
Hmm.
is one of the more like nuanced views I've heard. So it's probably going to take some more explaining, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, which I've always thought that like that was a failure because I thought you were a dialetheist like the first two conversations we had, right? And then it took
Right.
some even more nuance for me to be like, oh, okay. So I've always just taken that like if at some point I don't fully understand what you're saying, that like the thing that fixed it the first time will fix it this time, which is like me just like I don't know, fleshing out your view more.
Right. Yeah, and I think over time my view will probably be, as I find more relevant ways to bring it into like a dialogue with people, it'll happen naturally. I don't think that I mean, or I'll just start hosting my own lives and like running people through arguments that I wanna run them through, and then that'll be an easier way for people to get to know like my views, and that's fine. Like I don't need it to be
Yeah,
I don't
well,
need to be the
I
focal
remember
point,
you said
but
something about not wanting to go live, or it was something about like the host confidence effect or something. Like
well,
if
I
it,
just feel like you can't control who requests stuff, and you don't know what you're gonna get, and then it's like, well, you don't want to just dump people because you're not entertained with the conversation. Because
yeah,
then you
okay,
start sounding like Darth Dawkins, and that's not what you want.
okay, you think you would leave people up there for too long, huh?
I think I have no tolerance or patience for like dumb shit. So I'm pretty curt. I'm pretty blunt person.
Hey, real quick. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Justin. Zach, do you play Minecraft?
I do, but I play it like 3 times a year, and I'm on Bedrock.
Yeah, we have a realm going on Bedrock.
It's Bedrock.
Yeah, we switched it to Bedrock.
That's awesome. Okay, yeah, we can Discord about it. I probably won't want to do that right now, but definitely I want to maybe do
Oh
that.
my god, so much fun! I love that game. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the social cue.
When are you gonna
They
get
want
on,
to switch
sir?
topics. So I'm gonna
Oh,
drop off. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, I love you, Justin. Bye.
Love you too, man.
sorry. No, we'll go on mute so you can talk about it. Okay, my bad.
when are you getting on, sir?
Well, I was on a little bit earlier, actually, for a little bit, and I moved locations to a spot I think is a little bit better, and I started building a new base.
Oh, I'm gonna do that too. I think I'm gonna get on.
I found a new village. It's right by a snowy biome.
I'm gonna go like 10,000
Y'all
blocks out.
play Minecraft?
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
I like Minecraft.
You want to? He can join, right, Kason?
I don't care.
But no, I don't play too often because I get bored real easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you can just pop on and relax and play, I think. I mean, it reminds me of like playing with Legos. It's just
Yes, that
it's
is why I get enjoyment out of it, I do believe.
Hmm.
no, you don't have to move anything, Herbal. I think everything's fine where it's at. I'm just, you know,
Why did this guy say I smell racism?
who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know.
Were you being racist, sir?
I
I
guess so,
ignore
yeah.
some people from the comments. Sometimes you just gotta
Oh
ignore them.
wait. This is the guy. Wait, this is the guy from my YouTube video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yo, GB, do you want to come up and talk about it? I would love to talk about it. Cause I haven't checked if you replied back, but
What
last
YouTube
comment
video?
was not very fulfilling for me.
What's the cliff notes here? What happened in the YouTube video? Oh, there he goes.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, so I was talking with I was in a live, maybe it was AR's live. I'm not really sure, but it was there was this guy who wasn't tracking what subjectivism was, like always.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, and at some point in the conversation, an hour and 25 seconds in, the guy said, "Yeah, look, there's just nobody on this panel who's going to be able to say that like human life doesn't have value." And I said, one of my talking points that I use for pro-choice debates, I started to say, no, I would, and I think everybody in this room would agree with me that not all humans have the same value in all contexts. And then J Mike, started talking to cut me off, and I was fairly new to the platform, right? And knowing who J Mike is, I just wasn't motivated to finish my point. But if I would have been able to finish that point, it would have finished with, not all humans have the same value in all contexts. Like, for example, if your goal is to direct a movie, Kevin from accounting and Martin Scorsese would have different value, right? Index
Yeah.
to that goal. And this guy, I'm going to invite him, but He said I
Yeah,
smell
it could be the
racist.
same. Also, if you just want to, I mean, depending on how you like flesh out what we're calling human, depending on what we mean by human, like someone who's brain dead, right? If we're just talking about like moral value, someone who's brain dead,
Yeah.
I mean, generally it's okay if the family allows to like unalive that person.
Yeah, but
Uh,
what reason? What I don't speak with racist, dirty people from Alabama. Okay, I mean at this point I just know you're a troll because I spent 6 hours of my life over a comment that you said because I mean the charge of racism being levied against me is something I take very seriously. That's why I haven't talked to my family in 5 years. But that's fine. But this guy, the reason that I took this guy at his word and I watched that video 3 times to like possibly hear is because he said he said, I don't like your view on African American people. Could you explain it? And I said, will you timestamp it? I'm not sure what you're talking about. This conversation is from 3 months ago. And he said, I'm not doing the work for you to find out where you were racist. So I watched the video. And what he said in that second comment was like, and you've done this before, and I recently learned you're from Alabama. So it makes sense to me. And so at that point, it wasn't just some random commenter, right? It was somebody who like has watched enough of my videos to like at least know where I'm from in the world. So at that point, it wasn't like an uninformed opinion of me. So I wanted to see if there was anything in my behavior I needed to correct or change or like acknowledge some bias that I was showing. And when I timestamped it and pointed that out, he said I was expecting some like, oh damn man, thanks for clearing that up. Like you only got half your point out, and I like misinterpreted it. But instead he says, yeah, you probably grew up with two parents and got everything you wanted in Alabama. And I was like, well, okay, well. And now he's in here, and yeah, if you want to come up and talk about it, I really would love to talk about it with you. But yeah, that's the cliff notes. It's my last two TikToks are just like the clip of me saying humans don't have the same value in all contexts, and then the reply, me explaining that like people can use that statement to do things like prejudice or xenophobia, but they can also use that sentiment to judge like who would be the best person to perform CPR, or what friends do I want if my goal is to fight for equality, or something like that. But yeah. Everybody's stunned into silence. That's crazy.
Can't believe you wasted 6 hours of your life on a troll.
Well, I didn't think he was a troll at first because he knew where I was from, and maybe I say that like I definitely don't say that in every video. And over the past like 3 days, I've uploaded like more than 20 like 2+ hour videos because I've just been like backlogged on content. So
I wonder how many of these people are like someone that holds like a personal vendetta with us, and they're just trying to find a way to troll you for some alternate account.
maybe, yeah. I wish yeah, but I mean that's fine. What's up, President?
What's up? What's up?
You just chilling?
Mackin'. Just getting on.
Hey, you've
How
been
y'all been?
you've been kind of like a dominating force going live recently. You've been like live like 18 hours a day.
Kinda. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
show. Got a good show.
18 hours, and the only person he won't talk to is me.
I talk to you, man. You just
I live rent
you
free
just don't know.
every corner of your mind. I want you to know that.
Not even close. You just don't know how to control yourself, man.
That's crazy. Well, now we're on a live that's controlled by neither of us. So let's have the conversation
Let's do it.
About what? Your control, your lack of self control.
about your explicit claim atheism leads to the purge or any other bullshit, ridiculous, unknown, crazy background you put up. Any of them. Give me one.
Oh wait. This guy knows my first and last name. That's okay. That's weird.
Yeah, I would block that guy, honestly, Zach.
I'll even do it while I'm playing a game of chess. So I'm like half distracted. You don't even get my full attention.
And your full name is not hard to find.
I don't
Yeah,
get
I
it.
guess that's true.
You think you're arguing. Your problem is you think you're arguing against me, and you're arguing against the foundation of reality, buddy. We're not gonna
Okay,
win.
so do you want to like advocate for the foundation, or do you just want to sit here like a little bitch?
That's it. You see, doing it again. I don't know. Something's wrong with you.
You want to like
Maybe,
give the argument or no?
maybe you should stop using dirty needles.
Hey, present, when you're about to like go to sleep at night and you're like just about to like close your eyes and doze off, do I just pop up in your head maniacally laughing?
Dude, you're
Or is it more cognitive than that? Is it every time I join your lives, you get this deep, intense, I don't even have the English word for it, but in French we call it ténèbres, which just means despair, kind of, and I don't know how to describe it. But irrespective of your feelings against me, I'd like any argument for anything that you stand for.
you should you should get better at monologuing. Not that good at it.
Do you think
Do you
that was a better monologue?
do you stand for anything, present? Any opinions, any sort of defenses, anything?
I want to talk to you, bro. You're irrelevant to me.
Well, then, I mean, there's four other people that I think are not only much more intelligent, but much more articulate than you. And if you want to debate them, I'm sure they'd love to, considering they're here. I'd recommend Kaysen because he's also a Christian. So you might be more inclined to agree with him and get committed to atheism like you did 2 weeks ago. Um, Maybe that's a route you'd like to go down. Or you can go with Sir, who's a theologist, I'd say. Very, very well read in biblical literature. You can go with Durgon, who's also well read in biblical literature. You really have your cream of the crop here. Pick.
It's crazy. Like
AC knows a
it's
lot
the
about
arrogance. It's the arrogance.
AC
The
knows a lot about
arrogance
the
and the
Bible too.
stupidity.
Just
Like
saying.
it's just wild. Like
Well,
you're arrogantly
arrogance
stupid. Like you're arrogantly
arrogance would
stupid. Like I
imply
don't
that
get
I'm
it. Why
overestimating
would
my
you be
abilities.
arrogant about your ignorance? You're arrogant about stupidity. Like you could be confidently stupid. That has nothing to do with me. You need to go
Okay, well
talk to
then
your
you should have
therapist
no
about that.
problem debating me
Like
then. You should be
like
inclined to
you being a
debate me.
dense monkey that just work out and think that you can fucking like I hate to like this dude is why do you even
Oh, Jesus doesn't
I
like those
don't want to
bad
say I don't
words.
want to say it. I don't even want to say it. I'm
Oh,
not gonna say
Jesus
it.
doesn't like
I'm not
those
gonna say
bad
it.
words.
I'm not
Does
gonna say
does
it.
my
Wait,
does
I'm
wait,
my
not
wait,
gonna say
wait,
it.
wait, wait. Do you guys
I'm not
see
gonna
that
say
guy?
it. Okay.
does my physique
Wait, Cage, one
intimidate?
second. This
I
guy
see.
made this guy
I
made an
see it.
account.
Yeah, he made an account with your name. Yeah.
Holy
That
shit, bro! Hey
that's
Zach, you want to come up?
no.
Cage, who are you?
He's probably too scared.
Cage, who are
Hmm.
you? What have you done? Have you ever been in 1% of anything in this planet?
Yeah, I've donated to
You
multiple
see,
charities. I
I don't give
created
a
a
fuck
few
about that.
business.
I'm not. I'm saying, are you in 1% in any category on this planet?
Yeah, my physique, absolutely.
Your critique is 1%.
My physique is top 1% of the world. Yep.
What is? You're out of your like. This
Like
dude's a clown.
statistically, I am top 1% of all men in my age category. Yep. Oh, and my strength lifts are top 7% for my age category and weight, but that's not what you're asking for. Oh, and then my studies were in the top 16% of one of the top five colleges in the nation. My businesses did very well, certainly not top 1%. I'm saying
Bro,
I'm a top one father for my 7-month-old daughter. Any other questions you have about my personal life that's meta and
like
non-important?
not meta at all.
What have you done, President? I'm curious. Would you like to tell us?
It's just weird because
Top 1%,
you can
anything.
tell. You can
He
tell when somebody's
hasn't
not
given
part.
an
You
argument
can tell
yet.
when somebody's not part of 1% of humanity when they act like
I
that
mean, you haven't
because
given an
they're like
argument yet.
irrelevant.
I mean, you haven't given an
Arguing
argument.
about what? About your own soul? Like
Anything.
you heard every
Give
argument.
me an argument for literally any
You
position
heard
you
every
hold and
argument.
stand
All
to.
you're gonna do is say la 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 la. I don't believe you. I don't care. Sky Daddy. Like what? Like you're weird.
I've
Like la
never
la
said the
la 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 la
words.
la. Sky Daddy.
La
I don't
la
care.
la la
Ignore.
la,
Like
Sky Daddy.
I've never heard Cage say that.
No, I've never
like
said the
what?
words sky daddy. I've never said the words
You got
la
clipped,
la la
buddy.
la la, right? And nor do I critique your arguments because there are no arguments to critique. I have a 32-minute video of you crashing out, right? And then the funny part is when I forget about this and move on in my day, you're still talking shit about me because people send me the lives 4 or 5 hours later.
There's not a single.
You can't get
There's
my.
not a single time that I ever thought or talked about you when you were not on my live,
Pre-
child.
Present,
Stop
you
lying.
crashed out for
Stop
35 minutes.
lying. Stop lying on my name. I do
Wait,
not,
You
bro.
President,
crashed
you
out
can't
longer
get.
than
Bro,
any
I am
airplane
better than
I've
you.
ever
Like
heard of.
I don't even want to be a dick. I'm better than you. My car is better than you. I look better than you. My dick longer than yours. My bitch is better.
Your car?
What? What?
What is this weird meta?
What?
Like you, not me, bruh. Stop trying to be me. You don't
Okay, well,
like
I
you
mean,
not.
considering I
Stop
have
it.
a
Like
70s Nova sitting in my
it's
driveway, I
cool.
can go show you
Get the
right
fuck
now.
out of here.
And
A 70 what?
The
I
70s
want to see.
Nova is a car that I built using
Yo,
my
let's
two
compare the
hands.
whips. President, let's see your whip.
See my whip.
Hey, Wit, how's it going?
Well, let's compare the two. Let's look at Cage's car versus your car.
You don't compare
Yeah, there's
cars.
a guy. There's a guy in chat that's made 3 different accounts with my first and last name and
I
calling.
see him. If you want me
Look,
to just mute him, I'll do it.
just to end this between me and President so we can focus on the much more pressing issue. President, you can present an argument or
You
you can
should
get
go
the
to
fuck out.
TikTok directly, Zach. You should go to TikTok directly. Make sure that whatever accounts that guy has are permanently banned. Not only the ones that he's created for you, but in general.
Yeah, President, let's see that bike you ride.
Yeah, I want to see the car battle. Let's do the car battle.
Wanna do the
Yeah,
car
President,
battle?
let's see that vehicle of yours that's so
My
that's so
car
good.
is. You don't even know about cars. None of you know about cars.
Yeah,
I
let's
was
see the car.
literally a
Fuck out
licensed.
of
I
here.
was
Like
a
Just
you
said
talking to get
your
out like
whip is better.
stick
Prove
to
it.
I was a
Also,
licensed
Cage is like a
mechanic for
mechanic.
3 years. I was literally a licensed tech for 3 fucking years, President. What do you want from me?
who
Yeah,
gives
What do
a
let's
you
see the
want
whip.
from me?
Like, President,
President,
everything you've
turn that
said
camera
here,
on of yours and show us your whip right now.
like,
Because
I think, I don't
right
even think,
now,
like, look,
all I'm
sir,
hearing is blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty whore.
sir, I don't think it's my intellect that really presses him. I think it's
you
everything in
think
conjunction with that.
wait. So your ego is getting higher by other dumbasses riding dicks
Well, let's see
right
that whip
one
of
after
yours.
another within the
Well,
same dumbass
it,
field that believes in nothing, that believes in absence, that believe in
Oh,
like
it's,
so
you're
now we're
fucking
dodging. We're not going
stupid.
to show the whip.
Like
We're
get the
not going to
fuck
show the
out of
whip.
here. Why don't you
Look,
fucking
I'm
understand?
just gonna
Why don't
say
you
this: if you're
understand the
not gonna show your
backwards
car,
understand the backwards logic of your own fucking world
I'll go,
before you
here, I'll go
talk?
show
You're
why.
point
Hold on.
absent minded and you're fucking lost. Get
You
God.
brought up the
Get
cars.
God.
Let's see the car.
like if
What
you're not
happens
gonna
after
show
what
your
happens
car,
after
you're
What do
just
we
death?
lying
got
about
for
shit.
him?
I can.
I'm
Right.
gonna go out to my car. 1 second. Give me a
What do
second. I'm
we
gonna
need God
go
for
put.
him?
Let's see the
I mean,
car.
he can't
I
even
want
do
to see the
anything
car.
on his own. So what do we need him for?
President,
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna
admit that you
go.
don't know how to drive and you lied about having a car.
That's true. Like
Hold on. I'm gonna go outside and take the
I'm
car cover
clearly
off my
All
I got
right,
car.
so
multiple
you lied about the
I got
car.
multiple cars.
What about
All
this
right, what are
bad
you
bitch of
talking
yours?
about?
Let's
I
see
got
that.
multiple cars. I'm not worried. Like what are you talking about?
Hey,
All right,
I'm
President,
let's
going
see him
outside.
then.
I'm.
Hey,
do
President, if
anything
that's
for
true, if
himself.
that's true, what's your
Sure,
address?
hold on.
Who cares?
President, you're not going to do anything for himself.
No,
What?
I
Why?
love President though, for real.
Like I come in here, kick Cage's dick
I'm
rifle.
gonna cut
I
out,
just say
but
nothing.
this is
As soon
my
as I come in
car.
here, as soon as
Oh
Cage,
yeah,
Cage,
you
what are
see
you
it?
driving? A mattress? What is that?
Damn. Is that snow?
Oh yeah, that's snow. That's snow, but that is definitely a Nova. Let's go.
the fuck is that, man?
The Nova Scotia? You never heard of it? It's a Canadian car.
That's nice, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, look at
I mean,
that.
Here,
it's not 1996 SL7 the 3 AMG, but it's definitely up there.
Oh,
Hey, and best point, President. I built this bitch myself.
I don't give a
I
So
didn't
fuck.
buy
can
it from a lot.
What like?
President, can we see the car?
Where's your?
Is it naturally aspirated?
No shit. It's naturally ass. You expect it to be fuel injected? Fucking idiot.
Why wouldn't it be? You
Or
told me you
throttle
just built it.
bodied?
You told me you just
Hey,
built it yourself, dumbass. You don't got a turbo in there.
Why
A super,
wouldn't?
you
Why
don't got a
wouldn't
turbo.
a
You don't got a
hey,
supercharger.
Cage,
You don't got ethanol. You don't got anything of anything on
what the
that
fuck
bitch.
is this guy talking about? Hey, Cage, what kind
Because
of
you don't like.
carburetor
Why should I
on
say stop
that?
talking cars with me if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Why I don't gotta prove shit to a
Hey, this
bunch of people
guy.
who don't
Excuse?
know
Wait,
shit.
wait, 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 wait. Hold
Like the
on.
fuck
You
is you pulling out a
understand
70
that
Nova
on an
Scotia,
old.
a
Hold
fucking
on. Mute
naturally
up,
aspirated
President. I'm
piece of
about to
shit?
educate
You'll
you
get
on cars,
smoked.
bro.
I would
You
smoke you. I would smoke you. You
wait a
cannot touch
second.
me.
You
Cage,
understand?
you can't.
Cage,
You understand,
what
President?
kind of carburetor you're running on that?
Mars, can you just say you're all going to hell?
An Edelbrock 1407.
This guy just.
So
This
it's
guy's
Okay,
a
just.
nice.
seven. It's got a 750 quad jet. This I don't know how much it makes. I haven't put it on a dyno yet, but I do have a couple
Okay.
problems to fix with it. I just never have time to fix it because I'm always working out. So,
You're all
and
going
yeah,
to
that was a
hell.
Chad flex. That was absolutely a Chad flex. But yeah, President, do you have any
So
other like dick measuring contests you want to get in with me?
wait,
You
hold
wanted
on.
to measure dicks.
President
I'm
still
in
has to show
there's
his
three different
car,
categories. I'm the 1%.
or at
Just
least,
like
at least,
Hey,
hey,
I
President,
win.
at least tell me
I'm a
what kind of car you have.
98.7% win percentage motherfucker in multiple strategy games. Like you
What?
are not me, my
President,
nigga. I
President,
am
what
a
Let's
kind
see
of
what
fucking
you
car you
let's
computer.
see
have?
your car,
My
President.
mind is
What
a fucking
kind
computer.
of
You do
car do
not
you
do shit
have,
like me.
President?
You don't
What
look like
kind of car?
you cannot be me, bro. I don't lose. You face me,
Sir, what kind of car?
it's a 1% chance you're gonna be better than
Don't
me, bro.
move. You
I'm
sit on your
sorry.
mom's
I don't even
couch,
like
running
doing
your
ego and
mouth
dick
because you
contests.
don't.
You're just not better than me. Your mind, you can't control your mind better than me. You can't
Sir,
think deeper than me.
Guys, this
You
is
can't get
not
into
cash
paradigms
money.
like me. You don't even understand the
So,
Trinity. You can't understand the Trinity.
This is
stop,
not.
bro.
President,
This is not
Stop.
cash money, guys.
Everybody stop.
President, look, you don't have to show your
Get out
car.
of here.
Just
Like,
tell us what you're driving.
I don't gotta prove shit to you.
Hey,
You don't
no,
even
yeah,
look
I'm
like
not
a
gonna look at your
hey,
god.
car.
You
wait,
didn't
wait,
even
wait,
enter.
wait.
You
Zach,
didn't
Listen
even
up.
Zach
enter.
said stop.
Leave.
Zach said stop.
Yo,
Oh, sorry.
so this guy just
All right,
joined
we're
the
good.
chat with my ex-wife's full name. That's account number 4.
Maybe he knows you.
I mean, I don't think so because I don't think he would have used my ex-wife's name, but I think he just like got to my Facebook from my YouTube or something. I'm just saying I don't care
Oh.
about the info that's coming out. I just care about the persistence.
You're afraid they're gonna?
Well,
You're afraid we're gonna find out what kind of car you have?
I have a white car.
oh,
There's
I didn't
someone
need
on
to
the
know
channel
it's.
that's afraid we'll find out what kind of car he has.
Zach, is your
I went
car
out in the
racing?
snow. I went out
So
negative
hang on a
Somebody in the
second.
3.
What'd you
panel.
say?
Can I see your
Hang on.
can
Hang
I
on a
see your
second. Hang
Honda?
on a second. Hang on a
Yeah.
Can I see your
second.
Prius?
Hang on a second. At this point, Zach, I recommend probably taking down all of this information and keeping it on hand, because if this guy keeps it up, it sounds like a threat situation in which your life may be in danger.
I mean, maybe.
You want me to pre-sup him?
Yeah, if you could pre-sub him. Wait, can you wait, pre-sub. Next time you pray, can you just ask God to send him to hell?
Don't do that.
That's
I feel like
against the
that's
rules. You
perfectly
can't.
I
justified.
already asked God to send so many people to hell as it
Oh
is.
my god.
You're not supposed to
J,
do that. Though.
J Mike's
Well,
number
the thing
one on
is,
the
the
list.
thing is, it's a sin to lie. So when pre-sub comes in here and he goes, "You're all going to hell," that the only way that's not a lie is if he it turns out to be true. You know.
Oh my god, there's people on this app with my name. This is crazy.
Well,
We
he
all
could just be. He could just be wrong about people going to hell.
we all deserve to go to hell. We know this.
That's true.
I just want to walk
Why am I
back
not
this
the
whole
first result?
conversation real quick because Cage came up here to challenge some of the president's ideas that he has in his background. He's like, "What idea do you want to talk about?" And then president's like, "I don't need to talk to you because I'm better than you." And then president started bringing up all this stuff about cars and having bigger dicks and fucking badder girls and all this other stuff. And it's like, why would you bring all that up if you didn't have receipts to present?
Right, suck your man off. After I came in here, I didn't say shit. This is how dick riding goes. I didn't say
So,
shit to that man.
President,
You didn't say
now,
not one
President,
aspect about that man dick that's been in your mouth. But
President,
President,
what's the
what's
size
wrong?
of your
like I
dick?
hate
Wait a
dick
second.
riding ass
Is there
bitches.
something
Like,
wrong with it?
shut up.
Wait. Is there something
You a
wrong with
bitch.
his
Shut
dick
up.
being in
You a
my mouth?
bitch. Stop up. Stay behind your computer. You would never
Excuse
say
me.
this
Is
shit
there
to me in real
something
life.
wrong with his dick
Stay
being in my
behind,
mouth?
bro. You are
Excuse
not
me.
about anything you talk about. You
Excuse
never
me.
about that life, bro.
Is there
Stop
something
talking
wrong
like
with
you
his
like
dick
that, bro.
being
You are
in my
not
mouth?
like that. Stop talking like you like that, bro.
You're
You
not.
never was like that,
Question,
You're
bro.
not
please.
about
Stop
anything
Next
talking,
you
bro.
question,
like.
please.
What is
Excuse
wrong
me.
with these
Is this
niggas,
thing
bro?
on?
I have a question, if I may. Hey, sir, on a scale of 1 to 10, how far down do you think you can go? Respectfully.
Well, let's not ask that
Well,
question.
hold on a second.
Oh,
I don't know if I want to go into.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't
But I
want
just
All
to.
right.
said
I have a
he
terse.
brought that up as if
I have a
if
secondary question then. Then my secondary question is, President, if you didn't want to go up here to get linear and you didn't want to engage in the meta, why did you
yeah,
come
suck my
here?
dick. Suck my dick. I'm showing my bitch off. Shut up.
President, are you
It's
a Christian?
Wait,
Can you
Shut
show
up.
your car? I feel like the car is the number one thing we need
I
to see.
showed my car. I already
Yeah,
went
just
I
to
outside.
be
want to see.
clear,
I want to see your car, peasant.
just to be clear, President is welcome here. I love you, President.
Love you too. I love you
I'm
too, nigga.
so I'm
Suck
glad
my
we're
dick.
both in a space together. I really am
Just
because you can't boot me here. You can't be. What did you?
oh,
By the way,
shut the
what
fuck
did
up.
you do? By the
Shut
way,
up.
what did you
Shut
do,
up.
present?
Shut up.
The
Shut
thing
up.
you did
Shut up.
was run from
Shut
me
up.
for two
Shut
weeks
up. You
straight.
asked me to show
You've
you my
been
car.
running since
You asked to
last
compare
year.
whips. You asked to compare cars, right?
All right, turn the camera on.
This is what you
And then
wanted to do,
yeah,
right?
we'll all vote.
Like an
This is
We'll
AI
what
make a vote.
security
this is what you
competition.
wanted to do, right?
Yeah,
I
turn the
can't wait.
car on.
This is what you wanted to do.
I want to see
I'm
it.
pretty
Show
sure
the
there's only 5
camera.
accounts. The person from the YouTube
Please,
thing
This
President.
is what you wanted to do, my nigga.
made an
I
account
didn't
with
want
my
to do
first
Yeah,
and
this.
let's
last
I
see
don't
name.
it.
care
Let's see
about
it. Let's
this.
see it.
This is not
Join
my
the
life,
chat.
my
Then
guy.
made an account
This
with
ain't
Carla's
me.
first and last name.
What?
Join the chat.
What? I can't
Then
hear you,
made
my
an
nigga.
account with my first name, my high
We
school.
can't.
And then last name, join the
We can
chat.
hear you,
Block him.
Zach.
What are you talking
Then
about,
just
bro?
made it one.
Why does this sound?
Zach, he's
President.
racist, Clay.
President, I
We
know
can't
that you
Then
can
join
see
the
use
chat.
anything.
your camera. I know you can
So
use
it's
your
just
camera. You
not.
go on lives all the time. Please turn on your camera. I'd like to see your car.
Yeah, I think the visual
I don't think they would
component
have put
is
Carly.
important.
It sounds like a
Like
right
it seems
stout
like they got
inline
that
four.
information off of Facebook or something. That like
Why is
Mandy,
it
I
not
hope
turning
you
on? Why is
Zach,
my
listen here
camera not
too.
turning on?
Zach, you're not
I've
unmuted
been
by the
turning
way,
my
but
camera on.
you're unmuted.
Oh,
Stand
shit.
on there.
It's not on.
good thing.
Oh, I've been
There
turning
it
my
is.
camera on.
There it is.
Can we put in big screen?
Oh my God, it's a fucking Audi.
Gives a
Amazing. It's
fuck.
an inline
Wow. Yeah,
six.
yeah. Suck my dick. Shut up. You're not better than me.
Mine is not only more classic, it's
You're not better than
better
me. You're not better
overall.
than
Wait,
me.
You got a base
You're not
model
better than me.
Audi, you fucking
You're
moron.
not better than me.
You have a
Shut up.
base model Audi.
What are you talking about? Pop
wait,
You're
your
what is
talking
pop
all
your
that?
that shit.
pop your
What is
fucking
that?
You're
Name
hood.
4?
Pop your
You're
fucking
talking all that
pop your
shit.
fucking hood.
That's it.
I did pop my hood.
That's it. Neighbor's
What are
son.
you talking about? Yo, stop it. You're not better than me, my nigga. In nothing.
I did
In
pop my hood.
nothing. There's nothing in life that you do better than me, bro. There's
Oh, that's
Let's
it.
nothing.
see the model. Let's see the. Let's hold on. Let's see the submodel. Go to the back. Show me the back. What's the submodel?
There's nothing.
Show me the back. What's the submodel?
You better than me.
Show me the back. What's the submodel? No, 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 no. The back. The back of the car. Go show me the submodel.
Yo, Dwight,
Submodel
if you
this
can hear
dick.
me, you're God mod now,
It's a
okay?
base model Audi.
Meth.
It's literally a
This
Q4.
is meth.
Literally a
You know
Q4.
what a meth injected car is? You know what a
It's
meth
a
injected?
base model Audi, you
I
moron.
would smoke you, bitch. I would smoke you.
Wait, are you showing me
This is
that? Are you showing me that air
ethanol
suspension?
injected, bitch. Shut up.
Are you showing me that air suspension as a means to show your
Shut up.
ethanol?
Shut up.
I feel
Why
like
would you
maybe we should
mod a
take a
base
vote.
model Audi?
You know what this is? A fucking throttle body upgrade, bitch. You know what this is? Another fucking air intake. You know
Wait,
what
let me
this
see
is?
it.
A
Hold on, let
fucking
me. I can't
turbo,
see it. Let me
a
see it. Go
fucking
back.
supercharger. Welded supercharger. You know what this is? Upgraded pulleys, bitch. You know what this is? Intercooler, bitch. You know what that is? Another fucking
And
water pump,
enter.
bitch. I'm in the what? I'm in the 1% of this world, bitch. Shut up.
You have one water pump. The Q4 has one water pump. You can't even mount an additional one. Number two, the pulleys are like $10 on Amazon. Number three,
It's
that's a
not.
standard throttle body, you
Yo, you're
fucking
fucking like
moron.
eat a dick.
The other tube is for emissions, so you can recirculate the intake air vacuum into the evap system, which vents crankcase vapors back into your intake so that you're a good little boy for the American government. Okay? Because when Audi developed that engine, they added forced induction. And forced induction is typically a big no-no for emissions purposes because higher levels of oxygen produce higher levels of NOx. And NOx stands for nitrous oxides with a subscript of X because the subscript X denotes various types of nitrous oxides that are painful to the environment. You fucking moron.
I feel like I'm on Fast and the
Keep teaching me
Furious.
about your pussy, bro. I don't care.
Okay.
Keep teaching me about it.
Now that we've
More
established
like
that
Keep
not
teaching me
only
residential.
about
is
your
my
pussy,
car
bro. I
better
don't
than
care.
yours,
Stop talking to me. Not better
then
than me.
your base
You're not
model
better than me.
Audi
You never was
Q4.
better than me. You can't be
Do
better
you
than me.
have anything of
Shut up.
substance to talk about while we're
Shut up.
here?
I
Anything?
didn't come here for you, bro. You
Who'd you come
sucking
here
Wait,
me off.
for?
I didn't
wait,
come here
your
for you.
Audi's like you got an SUV Audi? It's a Q4?
No.
What is
What
it?
is it?
Don't worry about bro.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry. It looked
just
like a
out of
Q4.
curiosity, how much are you pushing out on that thing?
It's at 750 right now.
You're putting 750 to the wheels?
Meth injected, ethanol injected as well.
Yeah, that's not only is that a blatant lie, but anybody who understands basic engine fundamentals knows
It's a
that
basic.
that's
I just showed you this is why I don't talk to dick. Like you're a weirdo,
sir.
bro.
Where's the
Like
sheet?
you're
Where's
a
the dyno
weirdo.
sheet?
You're a weirdo. Like
Sir,
I'm
where's the
What
telling
kind
you,
dyno
of
I
sheet?
don't gotta
mileage?
prove nothing to you.
What kind of
Sure.
mileage are we talking about?
First of all, everyone like Durgon, when somebody makes like a horsepower claim that's like ridiculous, do they not have the sheet on them at all times with like dyno results? Do they not know exactly what type of dyno they were on and the exact specs they ran for their injectors, their SE fuel map, everything? They even got their tuner on speed dial.
Yeah, look, I mean, my SL's only put like 580 to the wheels, but uh, come like August, I'm gonna be like closer to like 850.
And presumably, when people say, "Hey, man, how much horsepower you got?" Are you going to be able to produce some sort of dyno result, or at least have the knowledge of what submodel your car is?
Yeah, I would be able to give you the printout from Brabus when I get it back from there.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Present Brabus is an incredibly valuable aftermarket company that not only does in aesthetic mods, but also performance mods. Just in case you were lost in the dialect so far.
Child, you have no mods in your shit. Your shit is naturally like you're a bitch. Shut up. You didn't spend a
Well,
I
dollar on your
have,
car. You didn't
yeah,
spend a
I
fucking
have,
dollar on your
my
car. And you want to
car's
talk shit.
NA2. It's all
Shut up.
stock, but
Like stop
it's
talking to me, my nigga.
also
Like I would
I
smoke you.
have
Okay.
no mods in my car. That
You
is
have
a
no mods.
this
You have
Chevrolet.
entire
shit. Your
car is
shit
a
is
mod,
butt
dude.
naked. You got no fucking shit on your car. You went to school
Present.
Sure,
3 years for shit,
I'll
and then you
This
will
tell you
talk
what
about
I
entire
me
have.
fucking
how you built
car.
some shit, and then you will talk about like what
This
I put
entire
almost 30,
car is
40.
a
I put
mod.
30, 40 grand. I put 30, 40 grand into my car. And you will talk about your baseless ass car, 70s
Are
from the
you
70s,
familiar?
from
Are
the
you
Well,
70s
familiar
that
with
don't
the
even have
I
a
have to
single
phrase?
see
mod
my
on it. Like get
brakes.
the fuck out of here.
Are
Like
you
you're a
familiar
weirdo.
with the
What is the
phrase "built not
comparison?
bought"?
You compare like what are you comparing the Audi to a car from the 70s and it has nothing on it extra? And what are you still arguing about? This is
Are you
atheism. You're literally
familiar?
arguing for atheism to me again.
Are, are you
This is literally
familiar with
comparing
the?
atheism to Christianity right now. Again,
Are you familiar with the phrase "built not bought"?
again. Your car is
Also,
atheist.
just
Hey,
so we're clear,
Present, are you in
Your
LA
car is just
by
as
any
dumb as your
chance?
logic.
Are you
so
close to LA by any chance?
Talking to me. No. Like
my
fuck.
car. So just so we're all clear, what my car has for a motor in it, because I don't think I said. That's a 396 cubic inch present, which is more than triple the size of your displacement. Now you do have forced induction.
Bro, you have nothing on your car,
Congratulations.
yet you still talking to me, bro. You didn't spend a
Like,
dollar on
I
your
don't
car. You
think
just
he
bought the shit
understands
and
how
drive the shit.
carburetors work.
Like, I don't give a fuck. You can't talk to me about cars. You don't
Because
got
you don't
anything.
understand anything
I
about
don't
cars.
understand. I just like I didn't even have to do that. And I hate doing that. Not one time I did shit like
Because
that.
you
I
have a
don't do shit like
base
that.
model
But
Audi,
you're
bro.
a
You don't even
weirdo.
have meth
You're a
injection. You don't
weirdo.
have
You're
that.
a
You didn't show
weirdo.
me
Who
anything.
what are you
Like, President,
talking
you
about? You're
understand.
a
President,
weirdo,
you
bro. I
understand.
showed more. I
Before
showed
you,
more than what the fuck you showed. All you showed was a fucking 70s car that you did nothing to.
excuse you, I
Who
showed the
are
power
you?
plant. I showed the
You did
transmission that I
nothing
put
to
in
it. You
it.
just spent a
I
dollar
put
on a
the,
car from the 70s, you broke bitch. Shut up.
so I have a video of me installing the 396. I'll
Shut
post it
up.
on my
Damn.
TikTok.
Like, what are you talking about, bruh? You asked for that. I didn't ask to
Sir,
do that. I
President,
didn't
I'll
ask
just
for no
ask you a
dick
simple.
measuring contest against you, bro. I'm
I'll
better
just
than you.
ask you a simple
Straight like
question. I'll
that,
just
I'm
ask you a
better than
simple
you.
question.
Stop
Look,
it.
I'll just ask you a simple question. What compression ratio are you running on that engine that's forced induced and meth injected?
Bro, so it's not meth injected. Are you gonna say that? It's a
Oh,
custom tune,
it's
dumb bitch.
not.
It's
What's
a
your
custom
compression
tune,
ratio?
obviously. Obviously, it's
Hold on,
custom
just
tune,
hey,
dumbass.
wait, stop. What's your compression ratio?
I didn't do my tune. I had it tuned. I don't know
Yeah,
about
like,
compression
dude,
ratio.
bro, like, I don't care who you are, like, whatever you bought on your car, every single person who spent any kind of money like that on their car, they know what their compression ratio is.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. I paid motherfuckers like you to fucking do the work for me to do the compression ratio. I don't got a
Yeah,
laptop. I don't got a
I
dyno.
understand that. You would still know what your compression ratio is.
That's the dumbest shit ever. I could pay a
So,
motherfucker to get it
How
done.
is
I don't
that
got
the
to know
dumbest
shit about it
shit?
hey,
because
Durgon,
I
What
make
sort
sure
of
can
to.
pay money
mileage are
to
we
I could pay
talking?
money to get it done. I will
Hey,
pay change to
Durgon,
get shit done for me.
hold
That
on,
don't mean I got to
President.
know
Okay,
Nobody's
about
talking to you
fucking
right
look,
now.
shit.
I'll make it really simple. Like, can you explain to me the difference between, like, 87 and 91 octane?
What
What?
octane even is?
No. I want present to
Once again,
explain to me the difference between.
bro. my car is not on 87. It's not. You're in California. You just said 91.
Yeah, I
We got.
understand that. I'm
I got
asking you what the
93 over here.
difference
So
is.
let's get that right. You got
Wait, so
93 over
what's the
here.
difference between
And
93
I'm
and
not on.
87?
I just told you I'm not on just 93. I'm not on 87 or 91, which is lower than 93, which is over in the East Coast.
Yeah,
I'm on
I
E. I'm on
understand that.
E
Tell me what the
85. I'm
difference
on
is between
E.
these
I
two
am on
things.
E, buddy. I am on corn. I am on starch, buddy. I told you that. I'm ethanol, my boy. I am on ethanol, and I am on methanol. I'm not just ethanol injected. I'm
This is like so
methanol
crazy.
injected.
Wait,
I am.
you just told me 2 minutes ago you're not meth injected.
I said I'm ethanol and methanol injected, dumbass.
I think
Why
she
Dumb.
would
might be
you
crack
wait? Hold
injected.
on, Daragon. Why would you inject ethanol when you could use that through your fuel system with slight modifications, moron? Oh wait, hold on. No, the Audi is actually you could use corn fuel or high octane fuel. You can use like 104 or you could use E85 or E90 depending on the stations that have it.
I just said I
But
use both, not one. Dumb. Yo, this is
I just
atheism.
said you can use
This is
both. And
atheism.
look,
This is atheism.
all I'm asking you
This is
is
common.
why would you
This
inject
is common.
ethanol?
This is atheism. This is just atheist logic. Why
I
would I use
understand
one?
like you're
I
in
use
panic
both.
mode right now
I
and you're
use
crashing
both.
out because you
I
don't
use
understand
both.
anything
Shut
that
up.
we've asked
Shut up.
you,
Shut up.
right?
Why don't you
Anybody
make? Why
can
don't you make it my?
purchase
Well,
a
you're asking me
car.
about my modification, but yet you don't got none. You have none. But you asked me about you.
I don't
You have.
have
Bobby,
any.
help.
You don't
Yeah,
even
why don't
have.
we
I,
talk about something else
You don't
other
even have
than
shoes
like the
on. You
cars
don't
that's
got
going
side
nowhere?
skirts. You don't have side skirts. You don't got shoes. You don't got a. I didn't see
you have what do you
nothing
mean?
in
I
that
have a
bitch.
drag set up on my car. What do you I just showed you that.
You're a weirdo, bro. Like, stop talking
Wait,
to me, bro.
what makes him a weirdo? By the way, you keep saying that.
Because he keeps sucking me off, and you come to defend him for sucking off. So now you're in the same boat as him.
He
Like,
wasn't defending me, moron. He asked you a question.
what
Yeah,
makes
again,
him a
what's weird
weirdo?
about someone sucking someone off? Like, why is
All
that
right,
Right,
weird?
all right.
right. It's just his
I prove my point.
terminology. I'm just
I prove my
asking him.
point.
You
Y'all trash.
rang.
All
Oh,
right,
okay,
whatever.
cool.
You like that, sir?
Yeah.
Good lord.
Wow. Crashing out over cars. This is amazing.
Yeah. What are you
Dude,
guys, Paul Walker?
I've seen people literally like sell like not sell their car. I don't racing for pink slips isn't common anymore, but people will like put up ridiculous amounts of money just because their ego isn't backed up by their performance, and it's crazy. You could have like the greatest driver in the world behind a shit car, and then you could have like a shit driver behind the best car, and the good driver is still gonna win.
So I know
Well,
nothing
in
about
my
cars.
opinion.
Is 850? I take it that's pretty good for a horsepower.
Oh,
Wait, I
that's
have a
that's
question.
like
500
extreme.
is the
That's
legal
like
limit in most states.
So first of all, Robbie,
850
I
is
just
like
wanted
way
to
too much
verbally,
for any normal person to try and like fucking do anything about.
Robbie.
Like
it's crazy.
look,
Oh,
I think 400 horsepower is
I
like
think Zach's trying to
plenty
say
for
something.
anybody who's
It's all
gonna try
good.
and get around on the roads.
Yeah, Robbie, I just
think.
wanted to formally say thank you for being the first person ever to kick me from a debate on TikTok for singing. Big fan.
Oh yeah, did you like that with Slims?
Yeah, I
I
didn't know he
think.
was I didn't know he was an atheist yet. And dude, the heartfelt first day of school post I put on Facebook and like YouTube after that, I was like, I've peaked so early. I dog walk this guy.
No, Slims is actually pretty good at running that. So
Yeah.
actually, when he takes it very serious, yeah, he runs it pretty well. So
Sometimes I wonder if he believes it, how good he runs it.
no,
And I
it
know he
doesn't.
doesn't, but I'm just saying he runs it so
But
good it
he
makes you
read it.
think he
Yeah,
does.
we talked about it. He read a lot about it and Van Til and all this other crap about it. So I
Oh,
mean, he studied up on it.
and then
Yeah, no, I
Haiku,
know he doesn't
what
believe it,
live
but
was
I'm
I in with
saying
you earlier? Where I like dog walked somebody in 5 minutes and dipped out.
Whose live was that? That was awesome though.
Was it about contronyms or was it about? It was Manimal, right?
Yeah, you brought up contronyms. So the idea was it was about a trans and the definitions, and he was a descriptivist and all that.
Yeah.
We were just trying to help him understand language.
Yeah, and then after learning, he's DM'd me because I said like looking forward to having an actual talk. I just didn't have time for it, and he was like, "You think that because contronyms exist, all words can be contronyms?" And I was like, "Okay, well, let's not pretend like you knew what those were before today." But yeah, I don't think all were. Obviously, I don't, right? But yeah, I just
Yeah,
think contronyms are such a fascinating like grammatical like rule.
well, he had already admitted if somebody understands the word being used, then they can like, okay, I'm going to use your definition, but then he won't do that. So
Yeah, he just draws the line arbitrarily at gender, and then like Cade coming in and being like, "I'm looking at a schlippity flop. What is that?" And acting like that's a W is just so crazy.
Oh, is this Cade you're talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, I wouldn't give that guy any attention.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I just said that, but then I just wasted 30. Yeah, never mind. Don't listen to me.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
I'm
like,
gonna mute up.
okay.
You guys can keep going. Sorry.
So if you tell me what that means, then I'll use your definition and use your word. Like it's not a big deal.
Well, I'm not sure that the reason I'm confused about contronyms, and I've really no idea what they are, and I think a lot of people, is because I don't think they exist in my native language or my one of my other primary languages that I spend most of the day speaking in. Like, I don't think a contronym exists in French.
Well, so like, I mean, you could. It would just be a quick Google search to find that out. But like, there are quite a lot in English, like fast, bolt, clip, fasten,
Yeah, so for the biblical types, you might use the word let because in the King James times the word let was used to mean
yeah,
prevent.
yeah.
I will
Even like
let you do
table is
something.
a contronym, right? Like table
Yeah.
can mean like to bring up for discussion, but tabling can also be to remove something from discussion. Like let's table this. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess there is one. I
yeah.
Google, they said hot, which is, I mean, nobody uses it this way, but it does literally mean host. But if you were to guess, well, you would use it differently if you were to, hmm, you would, first of all, you'd add uh, like distinctions beforehand with either whether you're a guest, so tilt, or lot, which would be like the host or you're a guest. Um, but I guess the root word is the same. But
Okay,
other than that, I think
you
that's the
weren't
only
you weren't here
one.
when that guy was giving the argument. If we have language, therefore God, because God had to teach us English, right? Were you here for that?
No, but I think I'm glad I wasn't. That sounds stupid.
All right, I'm gonna mute up. Have fun. What was it?
Proposition to debate. English is a terrible language.
Dude, I've been saying that for years.
That English is a terrible language.
Mhm.
English is horrible.
English English is actually
Wait, how
very
bad? How old are you? Age check.
me.
Yeah, sounds a little young.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a mod though.
I'm not.
The only kids I talk to are mine.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, up
English
until the last word.
is actually less complex. It's used in a more fluid and vague manner, similar to Hebrew, which makes it harder to learn. Um, Something like Greek is extremely complex with so many rules, so you know exactly what's written and exactly what's meant. It's because we in English had to pick up so many words from so many places.
Right. I think one of the really beautiful and easy things for Armenian is we don't actually have like spelling. Like you write things exactly how they sound because we have a letter for every single sound. But there's also like a whole bunch of other rules that you have in English that we don't have, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Zach, I
spelling.
gotta drop down, but thanks for having me up for now. I'll still be in here, but I gotta drop down.
Good to
Love
see
you.
you, AC. Much love. English used to be there was no official spelling for words, and so in the original 1611 King James, some words would be spelled differently. Like even though it's the same word used over and over again, it'll be spelled differently throughout because they were spelling it how it sounded.
Okay, so apparently the most difficult languages for an English speaker, where that's their mother tongue, are Inuit languages, Basque, Chinese, Arabic, Georgian. But for like Scandinavian languages, English or Scandinavian is the easiest for all English speakers. So like Norwegian, because there's no verb conjugation for person and verb tenses. Um, and then for Indo-European languages, it seems as if the Eastern languages, so like Mandarin, Cantonese, those are the most difficult. I don't know. Wait, why was I saying this? Oh, right. So I was saying, do any other languages have like as many grammatical rules and verbal rules as English does? And
So the problem with English is actually not that there are so many rules; it's that so many rules are fluid. Um, it's that things don't actually always follow the rules, which means there's actually fewer rules, so to speak.
I think it's also
I'm
word
confused.
placement.
Oh, like dialects?
No, so what a word means in English may have multiple meanings because there's no exact rule for it. Does that make sense?
Like meanings indexed to context or meanings indexed to like
Right.
other
They're
languages?
they're gonna be indexed to context, to how it's used is how you're gonna have to figure out the meaning. So it's not like you can set a rule and say this word means this every time, or this sentence structure should be this way every time. There's fewer actual prescriptive rules that people follow, which makes it harder to understand. But if you can imagine a language where there's a rule for how everything must be said precisely, while it would be a larger set of rules, like there'd be a more quantity of rules, it'd be much easier to definitively learn.
Yeah, I think so. I think some um like some languages in India are very like that, but they're not very widespread. There's like thousands of languages spoken in India, but some of them are very particular. But then I agree with you, English is incredibly informal. I don't think that they even teach um formal English in any other nation that's not like a English colony or anything like that. Like if you go to Turkey and you try to learn English, they're going to teach you informal. They're going to say hi over hello. They're going to say hey instead of hello. They're going to teach you basic conjunctions of words like don't, won't. Um, yeah, usually like that. It's weird. I don't like English, but um, you have to speak one of the four biggest languages in the world, or else you're not going. Oh, sorry. You should speak one of the four biggest languages in the world, um, in order to like be able to communicate with a group of people. Because I can't communicate with Moroccans because they speak Arabic, but they also speak French, meaning I can communicate in a language that where their primary language might not be anything that I understand. But it's really cool that we have this secondary language that we can both understand.
That's pretty neat.
It's like think of I don't know, like Rob. Think of the hottest Latina you could ever see in a bar, but you find out she's from like Portugal, and her first language is Portuguese, and you don't know any Portuguese, and then she says to you, "Oh, but I also learned a little bit of English in high school." You know that excitement you get when she tells you that?
Mhm.
That's um
Well,
like dual language speakers whenever they do that. Yeah, Durga?
well, that's when you go up to that's when you go up to her and you're like, "¿Qué pasó, mi amor?" "¿Quieres esto?" or something like
That's Spanish.
that.
That's Spanish,
Dude,
Durga.
look, if a girl doesn't know what "quieres esto" means, then like you probably shouldn't be talking to her.
How's your
Uh,
hand, Duragon? Is it doing better?
Yeah, like I mean, I was able to like pull a whole bunch of like the dried up like crap off of it. It's starting to look more like a finger. Still looks pretty gnarly, but in a week I'm going in to get the pin taken out, and then they'll break the joint free,
Oh.
and hopefully I can start doing physical therapy and see what kind of a joint I actually end up in my thumb. So
So, what type of mobility are you going
hopefully,
to have for it then? I mean, is it
definitely not 100%. That's for sure. So we'll see what I end up with, and whatever I end up with, I'm gonna like it because I don't have a choice. But I think ultimately, if I look at big picture, it's like I've had a pretty damn good hand for more than half my life.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, you got to be optimistic about these things. Yeah. Should be fine.
Unless you live to like over 100, then it was less than half of your
Oh,
life.
fuck that, dude. Look, I'm gonna put this straight up.
would you guys?
Like, if I ever get to the point where I need to put like diapers on, if I need to wear diapers, dude, I'm fucking out. Like, I don't need to do that to anyone, and no one needs to do that to me, dude. I'm
Well,
out.
you won't know because you'll be wearing diapers.
You won't do. Well, babies do harm themselves.
got Derek on when he's strapped to that that bed in the wheelchair.
Okay, so I have a question because I don't understand the American healthcare system all that much.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so I have a friend and he went through like he went through this like weight loss journey, whatever. He wants to do a bodybuilding show, but he has loose skin on his lower abs, and it's not like impacting his life, but it just is
Uh-huh.
aesthetically not very pleasing. So he asked me, he said, "What's the price of like loose skin removal in Canada?" And it's like uh nine to $12,000, I think, something like that in Toronto. And I looked it up in California. It's 25 to $5,000. So tell me why a surgery that requires you to go under general anesthesia and have like major aesthetic work done that requires skill so it doesn't look dumb. Why is that so cheap comparatively to any other major procedure that would have to go through insurance?
So there's going to be two reasons. One is that there's going to be this idea of like a supply and demand. Things that more people are willing to pay for, and there's a lot of people practicing, you'd probably be able to find a better deal. Just kind of like how stupid crap with labor works. That's why I'm kind of really for a union where we can have like a standardized system of like payments for services or whatever, or like kind of like how the automotive industry works now. That's number one, and the second reason is I forgot. I don't remember.
Good job, Derek.
Yep, but I think the first one was
Is
kind
that
of
because it's a
important
free
enough.
market? Like the insurance companies aren't telling you?
Oh yes, yes, yes. There we go.
Yeah, I agree. Like it seems to me,
Reason two.
no, it seems that these surgeries aren't like they're not governed by insurance. So your insurance provider isn't telling you you can only go to this person or this person, and you have a like your pick of the market. And if everybody's doing, for lack of a better word, tummy tucks for $100,000, and this other person's doing it for 10, well then obviously it's gonna like the free market principles are just gonna kick in there. So it seems like it'd be much better off if the US was just to say, this whole insurance system, I hate it. Let's keep like the privatized healthcare. That's good. But this insurance stuff seems a little dubious. I don't really know if I like it. I'm sure there's reasons for it, but I
It's
don't.
No, there isn't.
it's
It's
really
literally just people like fucking big company making like huge amounts of money off of like fucking
Yeah,
extortion and
it's
yeah, and
shit.
really
there's a
it's
lot of
really only
lobbyists and stuff like that
beneficial.
push for those things.
It's only
Just to
really
the point of
beneficial to the
PR.
individual in like a large incident that's like an emergency in nature, like huge, catastrophic, they call it, because essentially what most of these large insurance companies do is they set you up on something like a 90-10 plan or 80-20 plan for the majority of their members. But what you don't know is that all the hospitals have jacked up their prices by two, by double, because those insurance companies then shoot them down to half the price. So actually, 40% is the average an insurance company gets it knocked down to, from 100% to 40% of the cost. So if you're paying 20% and the insurance company is only having to pay up to the 40, then they're only paying what you paid. They're matching you. And then on top of that, you're paying a premium. So you're paying $6,000 a year plus copays, plus they're only matching what you pay. It's ridiculous.
This is very stupid. Why is this for a country that really, really likes the principle of the free market? Why in the world would any person imbued with free market values look at the American healthcare system and think this is reflective of the like American ideal?
And then we make a law, or at one time we had a law that said you have to use insurance.
Yeah, wait. Wait, is that a law in Massachusetts? Because when I moved here, I was told that I couldn't get a driver's license unless I had health insurance. Wait 1 second. Let me Massachusetts.
Unless you
It
had
was a,
health
it was a
insurance.
federal law. When you paid your taxes, you had to prove you had insurance.
Oh, that is
Oh no,
true.
because I just drive back to Canada and file them formal or foreignly,
Yeah.
I forgot
which is
about
really
that.
confusing.
That is true.
But then it's $500 Canadian dollars to file, which right now is like 380 American dollars, something like that. The dollar, that's another conversation. And so I'll drive there, file it, but it's complicated because I still have to make money in Canada. Um, yeah, so it's really complicated. But I'll
Yeah,
just drive back there and file.
the best way in America, the average person can, with the average hospital, do one
Hey,
of two things. You can either negotiate them down to 50% if you're paying cash, or you can not pay for an entire year. You'll take a little bit of a hit on your credit score, but after a year of them contacting you, they have to legally write it off as charity, and then they get a tax break. So then your credit score goes back up.
yeah, I just don't have enough faith to be an atheist.
Who's that?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, right here.
Okay, so
Vegan, go vegan, go vegan, go vegan.
What's up, Kylo?
nobody believes I'm a vegan when I tell them. Nobody, not a
Vegan,
single
go
fucking
vegan.
person.
Go vegan, go vegan. Go vegan, go vegan.
Wasn't that in the Ninja Turtles movie?
Go vegan, go vegan, go
No,
vegan.
that's Go Ninja Go, and that's from
Okay.
Ice Baby.
Well, that's kind of popping off right now.
You want to be a part of
Okay,
that?
federal law
After this conversation.
in the Affordable Care Act, thanks Obama,
What?
means that I need or increased protection for those with pre-existing conditions, heightened penalties for certain employers who don't provide health insurance, like when I was a mechanic, and additional availability of insurance for children up to the age of 20. Wait, 26 is a child?
You could be
Dependent.
claimed
So if they're
under
still
your
in,
parents
if they're
up to
still
the
in
age of
college,
26.
yeah, if
It
they're
was
still
for
in
mostly for
college,
like college students and things like
and
that.
you're paying all their
if I
like
remember
all their
correctly, you were
expenses,
saying-
then they're still your dependent.
That's insane.
Let's see,
Okay.
we talked about.
You're 26 years of age. But I get it. I understand. Doctorate programs are long.
They're in your basement.
It's kind of
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Then there's a bunch of case law. I never understood why the US was so, because what am I supposed to do? Go up and defend myself, which
If
is
you had
already
dick
frowned
burger, I
upon,
wouldn't care.
and then present this case law like I
But
know
I'm just
anything
saying,
about
like,
case law?
You
Whether
actually
it's
can pass the
the
bar with
body
ChatGPT.
parts they
So
have or the personalities they have, I don't care.
I love
If you
Suits
want it, you
though.
can have it. I
Like
know
that
that is
movie or
right?
TV show. I
And
wouldn't
I don't
want
think
that
that's like
guy's memory because think of the things he understands that he now can't unremember.
you know.
yeah, but ChatGPT passed the bar. So you nowadays you could use that for case law or whatever.
Give it 8 years and you're going to be
I
making.
think they just give the same argument as you could use Google to pass the bar, but you shouldn't. It's a little bit stupid.
What do you mean?
Well, I
Because
think eventually it's going to be
Yeah,
malpractice for doctors or lawyers not to use AI.
What am I
Like it'll be negligent not to.
once they establish some sort of like it's negligent for a doctor
I'm not
not to look
sarcastic,
up
I
relevant
agree.
cases or relevant patient like
This is,
cases
like,
when doing research. But like in 2004,
You also will
right?
still
They
have
just
like
go collect
some
a bunch
kind
of
of an income
papers
too
from like
from retirement.
local libraries or like
Yeah.
even they drive
I'll
far.
get
But if a
half my
doctor
paycheck,
doesn't look up
which is awesome.
like patient cases that are similar, then the first thing the judge is going to ask them,
Okay,
why
so-
didn't you look at relevant cases?
I guess.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Eventually, that'll be that way with AI.
What's the reason for?
What's the reason?
But it might be a little bit
like
like disrespectful to say, did you consult ChatGPT? Actually, wait, no, they already do that with other things. Like, did you consult the literature?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're eventually gonna have to, because honestly, AI is gonna be way better at their jobs than they are.
You will want to be able to leave, or you want to be able
I know that they're trying to put in Starbucks like
you'll be okay with
actual
that now.
androids that can like
And
move
if you aren't
around
okay
with
with it,
AI.
or if you are okay
And I
with it
thought this was
either,
stupid. Why wouldn't you just
we're
put
gonna
the
be
coffee
together regardless,
machine
so it's like,
with the AI in it? Like, why wouldn't you just automate
you
the
hate
coffee machine?
Polly
Why would
and
you
I hate
build an
Polly, and
android
we're both
looking
hitting each other.
thing that still has
But
to
like,
move
we're
around
just, I don't
machines?
like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah,
like. There
I
can be
think
so many
McDonald's,
options.
most
I don't
McDonald's
want
I've seen
any
around
of
here
them.
now, they have a automated drink machine.
I mean, it's also like maybe.
Oh, dude, I don't
looking to it again,
like.
but
I
it's
almost
still
feel bad.
a lot.
But when I was a tech and I moved here,
I don't want to.
well, I mean, in Canada, it's a completely different system to become a mechanic. You have to go through an apprenticeship that like the
I just
government
want.
is partnered in on, and then you write
I just want
a
you to come to that
provincial
realization on your own
exam
terms.
that's administered by them.
Be
Here, it's like you just need to go to
the
the
person to bring it up.
Automotive Service Excellence Company and get a one certification, and you can legally practice. So if you're in Mass and you take your car to a shop, just know that that person had to pass one test that requires no prerequisites, not even like a GED.
I would never.
Anyways, um, when I moved here, I was being paid.
That would be a dream right there.
No,
Then you just have
you don't
someone make your
understand. You don't
favorite
understand how asex.
I don't understand the sex either.
I think you,
Wait, was
I
my
want
mic
to know
unmuted?
about it.
your
Tell
mic's
me
been
about
unmuted
it.
for
Yeah,
like
don't
15
don't
Wait.
leave us on a
minutes.
cliffhanger.
This conversation. Wait. What did you guys hear? What did you guys hear?
All of it.
All of
Everything.
it.
Oh no.
But we
All of
want
it,
it. We want to know more.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
I was getting into it actually.
Dwight, you can't mute me. Jeez. Did I turn my phone all the way down because I was just letting you guys talk, and then we were just talking about something. Okay, so mind your business. I'm just. At least we
Zach,
weren't
has
like
anybody called you eccentric before?
my personality.
No, like you as a human being, is eccentric. Like
Yeah,
think of
I think I'm eccentric.
okay,
I
never
know the
mind.
word.
You
I know the
understand what I
meaning of the
mean.
word. I just didn't know the way you said eccentric sounded like it was like some debater's name,
No. Like
Like
eccentric
a
is in yeah.
master.
like
There you
hyperactive.
go.
Yeah,
Like the Doctor from Doctor Who, and
yeah,
particularly David Tennant. You
yeah. I know
remind
you
me
have
of
a crush on
him.
Dave Tennant. Yeah,
I do have a crush on David Tennant. If that man ever wants me, you know what I mean?
yeah. Wait, I'm going up and I'm reading comments. Zach, you should go on
Who,
mute. Oh
who
no.
doesn't?
Eh, President
Dude,
Hush.
Look, is it code switching if I move to the place and just adopt their code for the rest of my life, irrespective? Yes, irrespective of where I go? Like, can I adopt the Scottish dialect?
Yeah,
Actually, I don't know if I can at 24. What would French sound? I gotta look up a Scottish person speaking French.
Hang on.
you would
The
adopt their
guy
slang.
in
Like when people ask, like I say I only have this facial hair that I have because I'm on holiday from work. I say on holiday, even though I'm not from beans and toast land,
James
What's
Fraser.
beans
Jamie
and toast?
Fraser.
England.
Oh, the English breakfast. Okay.
Yeah, they say like I'm on a holiday from work. They say holiday instead of vacation.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, I mean, but you're a weirdo and you're stinky.
No, I was just
Yeah, and
raised
your
in
car
Canada.
sucks.
Like, I was raised. That's
Mm.
true.
Cage,
Especially right now, I didn't
what do
tell
they
your
call
parents.
elevators in Canada? What do they call
Lifts.
elevators?
Go on the lifts.
Lifts. Yeah, going to lift.
Oh
What do they
yeah.
call bathrooms?
Just bathroom.
They don't call them the
Or
louvre.
sometimes we use
The
washroom.
loo.
Oh,
Washroom or bathroom.
I thought they used louvre.
It depends. If it's like a half bath, it's a washroom. But if it's like a full, it's like a full bath, it's a bathroom.
I thought it was a latrine.
Latrine. No, that's like like a military thing.
I know.
Yeah. Now it's a
Uh,
German thing too. They call it the latrine in Germany. Like pretty much everybody says latrine when they mean bathroom.
oh, that's because everybody's family member was at one point, you know, militarized or at least under military rule. So, anyways, yeah, no, a lot of Canada slang, especially East Canada, is like Irish/Scottish
You want to
inspired.
go out for a dart?
No, I don't smoke. That's like
Be
that's like
careful.
Ontario, Sudbury, like like
Wait,
hockey
Cage,
boy
have you ever
slang.
been interested in like like KOTD from Canada?
I have no idea who KOTD is.
Like King of the Dot, like the rap battles that like organic and like everybody hosts
Nope,
there.
no idea.
Well,
I'm not big into um like modern day rap battles. I can't lie.
that's just because you've never heard the good ones. That's fine.
That's true. I have not heard um like good rap battles. I'm sure there's something, but
Yeah.
Mumble
um
battles.
No, they're
Mumbo
not
P Mars,
mumble
I want to
battles. They're
see
like wordplay battles.
P Mars, have you like what are the odds we can get you, Rockster, me, J Mike, Darth, Jack Bob, um that guy that used to have that purple snake character on Discord. I forgot what his name was. Like anyway, we can all just go out for a pint. You know what I mean? Like no God talk, no philosophy. We won't bring up atheism. You won't bring up theism. We won't even make like jokes about it. We could just like have a proper night.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
What are the odds about this?
You like his speaking voice though? Not you. Fuck off.
Oh whoa.
I was talking about you, Cage. I said fuck off.
Hey,
Why?
much,
What did I
much
do?
love, y'all. I'm gonna hop down.
Bye,
Wait,
Haiku.
bye. Love you.
Much love.
He sounds like
What do you? Don't stop on my account.
Who's the girl?
It's his part.
just hopped on.
Oh
Do
yeah,
people say part?
Haiku. Yo, does Haiku Rose sound like Theo Vaughn, or am I tripping?
Yeah, that guy.
Um,
The girl with Zach?
Okay.
is saying partner for a heterosexual relationship is not something I'm supposed to say? Because
Yes.
sometimes I'll refer to my wife as partner, but the only reason I'm doing that is typically to promote a gender neutral environment because I'm typically around people that use either gender neutral terms or whatever, and I don't want to make them like feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable. But
Wait. Just in simplest terms, people think that saying partner is gay are gay.
Yeah, I would say it has kind of like a connotation. If somebody says, if Cage was like, and I didn't really know much about his background, if he's like, well, me and my partner are blah 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 blah, right? There's just probably going to be some underlining connotation that it might be like with
mm,
another man over like some sort of female.
What does that
I
mean?
mean it because like when I first got married, it was like wife. Well, when I first got married, I only got married this past fall, but when I first got engaged, it was my wife, like. But then I was like, I saw this comedy video by Anesh, who's like an Indian comic,
Yeah.
and
Wait, Anesh Ranganathan.
yeah,
I love that guy.
yeah, I love him too. But he was doing crowd work, and this guy was like, he asked, who brought you to the show? And this guy like sitting in his fucking chair looks like a union worker, and he goes, my wife. And ever since he said that, it gave me a really negative connotation of the term, and I don't like it.
Oh, really? So you use partner?
Well, I'll use both interchangeably depending on the context. If
Well,
I'm
I just hate like when I'm at work and people say like, "Yeah, no, it was great. Took the wife to go to the dog park, and we like blah blah blah. The wife, my wife was doing this, blah 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 blah." And it's just like say their name. Like
oh,
I don't know.
I'll say, well, I used to, okay. Um when Grace was in college, well, when she was in college, when she
Wow,
was in her dorm room,
doxed.
we used to go live together, but she didn't want to come on camera because I told her that the debate community is absolutely fucking ruthless.
That is true.
And then she came on camera one day. This was before I knew UP Mars, and everybody was very, very kind to her. And that's when I like got an insecurity about me. But anyways, not the point. Um, then we started going live together, and people knew who she was. But then, she got out of her dorms, and we looked at a house and whatever. So now she just like sits over in like a corner watching TV, or typically reading in her reading book, like in her library or whatever. Um, so people don't really know who she is. So if I say
Where she
Grace, nobody knows who the
belongs.
fuck I'm talking about. No, I listen. That fucking library was. It took me 6 months to build, and I wouldn't even call it a library because there's only like 70 books in there.
It's still a library.
Hey, Cage, you got to know that you do that sometimes, right?
What? Do what?
Well, like if I'm talking about you when you're not around, I'll say something like this. I love Cage because I like deeply respect his like philosophical like knowledge, and also he like says the right amount of buzzwords to communicate that he knows way more than he's letting on about the topic, but he's still like flexing vocabulary that he doesn't need to, right? So it's kind of like a mix. It's like just barely below showing off.
I think it's really dumb how he does that. Like,
Just
I'm
prevaricating,
so
right?
happy you picked up on that's intentional.
I think it's really dumb. Like, I think like if you're smart, you would try to like communicate in a way that like people could understand you, but like you intentionally try to like use words that
Too
people
much
don't know
jargon.
because you're like
Is that why you always communicate the way that you do, P Mars?
no, I'm just
P Mars is
dumb.
a genius. Well, I do that, and I do it very cognitively because growing up, a common phrase in my household with me was there's a fine line between confidence and conceit. And the running joke in my family was I always tiptoe on that line, and sometimes I fall face first on one side or the other. Um, but that's me doing that is tiptoeing on that line very particularly. So depending on who I'm speaking to, they'll interpret me as conceited, which is more often the case, or
Yeah, I
confident.
just missed the cage that was like, I don't know, in the back of like a church van, right? And your phone's up on the center console and the AC's going and your Wi-Fi's shitty and you're just yelling at the camera. It's not the case that a normative ethic, that's just saying what you ought to do if you know what good or bad is. Meta ethics will be the and you're like
See, to me, I get like desperation vibes. Like you're desperate that like, other people think you're smart.
I
Yeah,
don't think
I
so.
certainly
I
don't
agree with Cage. I
think.
think it depends on the conversation that you're having, right? Like if you're talking with somebody who's like really knowledgeable in something, and two people are extremely knowledgeable, they're not going to have like a simple type of a conversation, right? It's going to be more in depth with details, and so that's just going to entail more entailment about it. And so I think sometimes it depends on the dialogue that you're getting in with somebody.
Yeah, and there's two functions. One, it's to tiptoe that line, but two, it's to really prod to see how much somebody knows. Because if I'm talking to somebody like Clark, Mason, Andy, or whatever, somebody like or Detroit, or somebody who's really confident in the field, me saying these buzzwords, they're gonna clock that,
They're
and they're
going to know.
going to
Yeah,
like.
it's gonna make
But
the
if
nuance like exponentially more like
yeah,
achievable. Yeah.
yeah, but when I'm speaking to a layperson, like someone like Jordan Peterson, when he's doing what I'm doing, right? The person he's speaking to isn't gonna clock that, and he'll either
Bro,
A
was
tone it
that another
down.
one of those things where that was just like a subtle thing that you just did?
Shut up. Look,
When I was speaking to
like,
somebody completely common, like Jordan Peterson or somebody.
Several
no, not
times,
Jordan
I
Peterson
have
is
to tell
common.
him that I don't understand. He's using big words. I don't understand what he's saying. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, then I dumb it down.
You
Or
don't.
if
No,
I'm
you
being a
don't.
dickhead, then no, I
You're a
don't
dick.
dumb it
You're just a
down.
dickhead.
Then yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Cage,
absolutely true.
Cage,
Sometimes I
you,
won't.
you do have a problem dumbing it down sometimes.
have
Well, because
you
I
sometimes
guys
would
ever
these
talked
agree.
to
things aren't
Christian
dumber.
James before?
No, that you're dumb, Cage. Because like
Jay, I know you have. You've ever talked to Christian James?
It just means I'm
Yeah,
inarticulate.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
Oh
certainly
my
don't
God.
Talk
know.
if you
about talk
Oh my
about
God.
jargon,
It's like
right?
if you were
it's
Because
literally
smart,
Christian
like
James is an
talking to a
excellent debater and
fucking
everything,
book.
but I
you'd be able to
mean,
communicate an
he's
idea.
Yeah, I
over
would
the top
rather
of this
just
stuff.
And
I would rather just read a fucking book and like get confused that way than talk to Christian James because like I don't understand half the
Who?
shit he says, and then he won't dumb it down at all.
I mean, there are
Christian,
people who do that for like a tactic, right? I think that's kind of weaselly, but
I certainly think if I can dumb it down, I will. If I'm speaking to somebody like Russell, I have no desire to dumb anything down. Um,
what's up,
but I
Rasol?
also think that that's a good thing.
of everybody.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't
Sounds
know
If
you
I'm
were
good.
speaking
vegan,
to,
dude. That's awesome.
It just makes
yeah.
you look like an idiot, but whatever. Do you?
Pretty sad.
Well, does Darth Dawkins dumb it down,
He
Mars?
tries to, but the problem is Darth is like out of touch with the everyday person because like Darth's never
Because
like
he's an
drank.
asshole.
He's never consumed
Is
alcohol
it is it
or
because of the divorce?
Neither have I. Excuse me? I've not drank out. That's like a flex that I have
Wait, you've
constantly.
never had a sip of alcohol or anything?
I have never had in my entire wait. Okay, no, I have had alcohol because of mouthwash,
Oh.
but like
Well, does
intentful
that really count
drinks,
though?
it does count because if you're on probation
Mm.
and you
it
have
doesn't
mouthwash,
count.
you get clocked.
Okay, but have you
It's a
ever had
different
like an
kind of
alcohol
alcohol.
type of a beverage?
Fucking
Nope. On
pedantic.
my 19th birthday in Ontario, I purchased a Coke and Hennessy, left it in my fridge for a year and a half, and my at the time girlfriend came and threw it out.
Yeah, that's me. I have like a liquor cabinet that has like year old full bottles of like even like Malibu in it. Like
Ew.
I just don't like drinking.
Is it
Just
bad?
throw it out.
Hey, this guy's back on account number 6 or 7, but I'm inviting him to see if he wants to talk. But yeah, if you think I'm racist, then I would like want to change that behavior, obviously. So,
His
if you,
usernames have been I'm your little sister, and this one's I'm your little brother. I think there's a message being told here.
If
wait,
someone says I'm racist, then I just be more racist.
Just double down,
Wait,
AP Mars.
Fuck them.
wait. Dean is here. Where's Lacrotti?
yeah, who
Hello.
knows?
No idea.
Yo,
What
Dean,
do you
I
guys
love you, man.
Hey man, I love you, dude.
what do you guys think about an account of identity that's just some conjunction of past to present events.
Shut up.
The thing is that I understand what Cage is saying most of the time, but I think he just uses words to try to confuse people.
He does.
Who have I done that with? Who have I intentionally tried to
You admitted to doing it.
Wait,
So
Yeah,
hold on.
primarily everybody you
Wait.
talk to, Cage.
In the last 2 weeks, who have I intentionally not been charitable to? Other than present. Wait, actually, no, I was charitable to him. That's recorded. Never mind.
Well, maybe recently you've changed, but in the past you've been like that.
Well, other than the people that I don't like, which actually, okay, maybe a more fair metric is when I was live every day for like a 3 month span. More often than not, I was charitable unless given a reason not to be. And typically, I get reasons to not be charitable than I get reasons to be charitable.
I mean, you
yeah,
should
you know what this reminds me of? You know that Family Guy skit where he's like, dirtbag. Nobody calls me that and gets away with it, except for that one guy who called me a dirtbag and then ran away. He got away with it.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
now that I
being
think about it,
honest.
that guy's the only guy who's ever called me a dirtbag now before you. Okay. After today, only half the people who have ever called me a dirtbag will have gotten away with it. And he like keeps
That's
clarifying.
Well, it's to be or not to be. You know, that's the question. Whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the things of the sorrows and outward just fortune, or to take arms against.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna. That is a script. That's a script.
It's a quote.
I know. I don't. I just. I'm a big iambic pentameter hater.
What? That's like the most famous. Okay, fine.
So you hate
Oh,
Shakespeare and
oh,
Taylor Swift?
yeah. You're a Shakespeare subjectivist. It's just popular opinion.
Huh?
You're a subjectivist about Shakespearean literature. It's just
No, I
popular
actually
opinion.
hate a lot of his work. I really dislike a lot of the things he writes about. Not like the way he writes it, but certainly the content to which he writes about. He had no involvement in most of any of these phenomena, these love triangles, these
He's
phenomenons
an
about
incel.
death. Well, he was just a loser that sat in his fucking attic all day.
Like Anne Frank.
Cage,
That
do you remember that time you were I was on a live with Wit and
Oh
I
no.
forgot what
Okay, yes,
Wit
I
was
concede.
talking about.
Whatever
Yeah,
you're saying, I concede.
you came to actually like help the situation, and like when you were like done, it left me questioning my worldview. So I was like, what?
Oh,
Wait
okay.
a
No,
minute, what the
I want to
hell
make
just
it clear
happened?
that I have been a dick to Wit in the past, in the last 2 weeks. So that would be an example of a contradiction there. So yes, I haven't been charitable to Wit. When she's given me
Yeah,
reasons to be charitable, let's be clear, she's actually said to me on multiple occasions, we can be fine, and I've just not done that. So yes,
Well, I
that's an
remember you guys were
example.
going at it in my live, like for the election
yeah,
stuff a while back.
they were freaking. Every time he talks to Wit, it's like it's gonna be an argument.
I still think she's an idiot, but that's just an example of me not being um or me intentionally trying to confuse somebody. Yes. Uh, as for like the worldview stuff, that happens to all of us, like every day. You should be constantly reviewing your inputs. And well, I don't think you can choose your beliefs. I think your inputs form your beliefs, but I think you have a duty to expose yourself to different intellectual inputs. And by intellectual inputs, I mean um, points of view. You know, I think there's a reason why schools teach you um, most schools of thought, Eastern, Western. Um, yeah.
Oh yeah. I thank you for it though, because yeah, it kind of opened my eyes about a few things that I was thinking about. But it's just the notion that like you came to like to clear up the situation, and when it was all over, I left like not only just confused, like but like questioning my own worldview. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell just went on? It was like that's supposed to happen when you're like, having a debate with somebody and you like lose the debate and you question your world. But like me and you weren't in the debate. Like you were going against like Wit, and it left me thinking like, what? Wait, how do I think about that? Like, what do I think about that? Well, how? Because
Cage possibly say to make you
you
question
like
your
gave me
worldview.
a line of questioning. You like questioned me, and I was answering, but I wasn't answering with thought. I was just answering like I was just answering with what I might have heard somebody say about that particular thing. So I was
Mhm.
like, just kind of answering, but it wasn't like me saying like this is me, this is my stance on that particular thing. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm certainly a dick. Don't get me wrong. I won't even try to deny that. But I think it's sometimes justified. Sometimes it's absolutely not. I'll grant you that. Anybody that really. As what were we talking about for like what did I come in to try to clarify? Usually I only do that if I like people, which if
I
I
think it
was
was her saying like the science, something about science has like determined the soul exists or some craziness like that. Like she was saying like I was saying like I don't believe a soul exists and she was saying like the same I guess the same logic or understanding or research that I've done about the soul existing is the same that that her religion or something like that.
yes, yes. She was saying that
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
evidence you have for the not soul, I have for the soul. And
yeah,
yeah, I remember
exactly.
this. And then I was talking about how science uses a method of
It's a
evidence that
freaky position to take.
yeah, I agree. It uses a method of evidence that wouldn't support the core commitment that a soul would have, which is that it's some immaterial like it's some immaterial entity that supervenes on the physical or
I love you.
material. Fuck, let me
Are you
see. Now I'm
flirting?
conscious about it. Okay,
Little flirt?
um,
Muted.
Oh, sorry.
it's some immaterial um substance that emerges from material things, and material things can be both non-physical and physical, so tangible and whatever. Um, and I said that the theory of evidence you're using, which is ours, doesn't support that anything is immaterial, because if it's immaterial, it's unquantifiable. And if it's unquantifiable, then it cannot be, like you can't perform any empirical inquiry on, and nor would you couldn't even do it like primarily, but then you couldn't repeat the experiment and control for variables and whatever to make the empirics veritable even. Um, so I think I was just trying to question what her like theory of evidence is, because I'm certainly not a positivist. I don't think
I remember
many.
that day. You were very confused at what you were talking about because you don't think that all mental states are quantifiable, do you? Like all quality and stuff like that.
Qualia, like first
Yeah,
person
like
subjective
experiences and all that.
experience.
Like I know you were
Well,
like
we're
super
sold
confused with what you were saying.
that he has a deeper problem than that. He doesn't have epistemic access for grounding under
That
atheism.
is true. That is 100% true. Do you want to start there? No, but
Why does everybody think I'm an atheist? Where, like, let's solve this. Where the fuck does that come from?
well, I don't know. You used
Hey,
to be an atheist. Did
Cage,
you
Cage,
change?
you know where it comes from.
I was an atheist like 2 years ago when I first started on this app.
I don't
Weren't
care.
you
I
like?
think, huh?
Nobody cares. The way that you use agnostic, other people say atheist there, and that's just going to be a semantic dispute. Nobody cares about.
No, they say I know God doesn't exist
No, they
or
don't.
God.
Cage. This is going to be your worst take in philosophy if you say that.
Well, you don't think most atheists that debate on this app think
I
they
don't care
know
about
God
the
doesn't
empirical
exist?
claim, right? I don't care about the empirical claim. There's like
Okay.
there's different ways to cash out the word atheist, and some of those ways are synonymous with agnostic because people don't know what they're talking about, but it's popular.
Oh, well then, yeah, tracking like the folk sense of the word, sure, they're interchangeable. Um,
Yeah, if you
yeah,
don't
I'm
deny the
fine with that.
necessity of God, then you're just an atheist.
But yeah, I agree if you deny any modal scope of God. Well, actually, if the modal scope is baked into the concept or reference of God, then of course the atheist is going to deny that. They're going to deny any numeric properties of this entity, because if the denial of God can be interpreted as you denying it as a genuine concept, which is like everything, so the set and all of its members, or you can deny all of the members, but which transitively would deny the total set. So you can deny any sort of like you can deny God's omniscience, omnipotence, omnibenevolence, omnipresence, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and that would just make you an atheist transitively.
Were you talking to me? Sorry, I wasn't listening to all
No,
that.
Rasul.
I just love that, bro. If people get done with a rant and you go, "Was that at me?" Yo, Russell,
Yeah,
did you track that, bro?
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah, just say it back. I'm just kidding.
Fucking rhetoric.
I
It's
can
crazy.
track a lot of the philosophy stuff, but I do get caught up sometimes. But I track a lot of it. But
I know that. I think I think you're more philosophically inclined than people give you credit for. I'll say that.
I am.
Yeah.
I don't speak the way they do, but I understand what you're saying most of the time.
Yo, plants and plates. You were asking about is pro sentience the most logical stance? I don't know what you mean by most logical there, but
I guess just like in your like, well, yeah, I would rephrase actually. I would say like, what is your stance like on being pro-choice?
I have like some like I have some like antinatalist intuitions mixed with like a vegan value of sentience and not valuing like non-sentience, right? And then that mixed with like some threshold deontology, and then the mother's ability to withdraw consent. Those four are like the pillars of like my position for pro-choice.
Yeah,
I think that life begins at conception, but I don't think a life worth living begins at conception.
yeah, I think I pretty much agree with you. I don't really do a lot of the pro-choice debate. That's why I was just curious. But so would you say like a sentient fetus would be like worthy of moral consideration?
Yeah, but I would say that like if it was like a sentient fetus and you could C-section that baby, I think there's a moral responsibility there, but I don't think there's a moral obligation. Right? If the mom since her sentience like is to such a higher degree, I think if the mom like just doesn't want a surgery scar, I think that's a good enough reason to like I don't know, like there's just gonna be some like threshold of sentience that I care about, such that the mother's experience is going to be worth more than any experience that the fetus can have. I think.
Okay, yeah.
But to be clear, like I think that like if C-section is possible, like it should be like a stern talking to or something, right? And then she goes
Yeah.
at the end, she goes, okay, then just A B.
Yeah, the abortion thing to me is like just such an icky topic, especially when it comes to like late term, because it's like, it just feels so wrong either way. Um, but I do get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Do you hold a stance?
Um, Not necessarily. I think I agree with you, but I think I would lean more probably towards pro-life if it was like
Yeah.
the fetus was sentient.
Yeah, I think I'm like super interested in like specifically vegans takes on because I think there's some like common understanding that like vegans should lean more pro life, which I don't get because like the thing in the animal case we value is sentience, right? So
Yeah.
if we can agree that like a 30-year-old has more sentience than like conception, then that just is to say that there's some threshold where sentience is brought about, and I don't need to know where that threshold is to know that like if you give me like a zygote and a 9-month baby in utero, I'm gonna value one of them over the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
it's like the whole like if you had to punch a baby or a cow, vegan, which one? It's like I'm
yeah.
suplexing the cow. Like obviously, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's like the burning building type situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But also
Yeah,
it depends on your personal preference. I mean, it could be a person you really hate or the cow.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
exactly. Or it could be a cow I really hate and a person, right?
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, that cow did
I
me dirty.
I think the veganist position is the unethical position to have. Actually,
I think that trolling isn't cool. I'm just kidding.
I'm not trolling. I think that if I were to be a vegan, then I would have to proselytize about it and tell everybody that they should be vegan and also
Wait,
hold this like superiority complex. And then I
wait.
would have to do lives and explain to people why they should convert to like my religion. And then I feel like that's just like an unethical position to have.
So I just want to be clear before I go off on this. Like, Are you 100?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, you're trolling. Yeah, you're trolling. Holy shit, bro.
I know, especially when people lump veganism, God, and pro-choice together. That's the worst.
Well, look, I think if you're going to be a vegan, keeping it to yourself is probably the ethical position for it. But like when you start doing like, holding lives that you're trying to say that other people are unethical because of their stance, and that you hold yourself to a higher level of like some bullshit. I don't know. I think that is already just kind of missing the mark of actually being a vegan. So I do have a problem with like the virtue signaling that's involved with that.
Wait. Well, I mean, my view on veganism is like, I think that you should like your immediate and secondary social circles. You should talk about veganism to them. If they're not vegan, like max, like probably 3 times. I don't care about like. I think I value having friendships more than convincing the 6 people I hang out with to be vegan when I could just be an activist in other ways.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my thought on it is like humans are mostly like social creatures, and they're just gonna get the morality basically from what everybody around them is doing. So like most people I know won't go vegan, but I meet a lot of people online that will, because they'll challenge like social norms.
Yeah.
But most people won't do that.
Yo, Plant, what do you think about this this thing that people say is like people don't go vegan from arguments? What convinced you to be vegan?
What convinced me?
Yeah.
Well, I watched Earthlings, and that changed my mind.
Earthlings? Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, I came from a hunting background too, so for me, it was a really difficult change.
Yeah, so I would agree, but I would also say like people will think that I don't know, people have weird views. It's like veganism is specifically a view that the popular narrative of it is controlled by non-vegans, and it's just by non-vegans, and it's just so ingrained. Like every time a vegan is on a sitcom or a movie, or it's like, what's the deal with tofu? It's like so it's like there's this negative connotation that we can't control. But
Yeah.
if I could push a button and everybody would be hunters overnight instead of factory farm, I would obviously.
Yeah, just like I would if somebody was gonna like chain somebody up and then slowly torture them and unalive them. Like I'd prefer somebody just to like pew pew them to death.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean that's not much of a choice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then I guess like some other unpopular stances I have as a vegan are like I'm an ethical vegan. I don't care about the health aspect. But so I think that like voting with your dollar for the like supply chain is what is wrong. So if I order like an Impossible Burger at a restaurant, it comes with cheese on it. I'm obligated to not waste it. So I'll either like most times I'll eat it.
Yeah, I actually don't. Well, I have some like practical issues with that, but from like an ethical stance, I really don't. Like, I had a friend that was a freegan, and he used to like eat stuff that was getting thrown out all the time, and I don't really see a huge issue with that either.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, you could make an argument that it could possibly like persuade people to like see it's normalized to eat animal products, but that's like the best argument against it. Which even then, I don't think it's like too compelling.
Yeah, like and then like what if you're like a potluck, right? And it's like 30 minutes before like everybody's going home, and there's just like these leftovers are gonna grow mold or something. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
What was it like stuff that's basically gonna get thrown out? You're saying?
Yeah, somebody like brought two like baking trays of spaghetti, and there's like one scoop gone from one tray, and it's
Yeah.
30 minutes till like everybody's gonna go home.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I think people think that veganism is way harder than
I could
it
even get
needs to be.
I
Like,
could get crazier than that if you want. Like,
go ahead.
I also think like if to some degree we have to like unalive animals to protect crops, right? If somebody was to like eat those animals that were unalived, I would still probably consider them vegan.
Yeah, me too. I say that all the time. I think that like straight up, I think if you have like a filet mignon on every New Year's, like to some extent, I wouldn't want to like I don't know parade the fact that they're vegan on that day or that month or something. But like if you just have a hankering for something that and you like weigh the moral considerations, and it's just the case that you try the Impossible Whopper that day, and you just need this thing like. I don't know. There's probably going to be some obligation you have to not do it, but if you fail, my response to that wouldn't be to like keep failing. It would be to try again, and that's just be a vegan again.
I wouldn't say it's a moral choice. You know, that's like
Yeah.
if somebody slipped up and they ate a human one time. I wouldn't say like, yeah, that's like a moral good thing. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just don't make it a habit, or what?
Yeah, if you do it once, it's okay.
If you do it twice, you're so grounded.
So it's safe to say that you're not pro hunting.
Well, it depends. Most people use arguments that are most people lie about the reasons they're vegan. So if you say you're a vegan because hunting controls population, I would just run the marshmallow gun reduction, right? Like if we could shoot animals with a scientific marshmallow that like stopped them from producing at the same rate we would need their population to be culled, would you stop hunting and start shooting with the marshmallow gun? And people say no. So that just means that they're using it. Go ahead.
Or you just swap the animals out for humans, right? Like if we have an overpopulated area of humans, like is it justified to hunt them down?
Yeah. I don't like using the like in name the trait specifically. Like even before I run it about a human, I'll like see if I can run it about like a cat or a dog, and then if I can, then like going from a cat or a dog to a human, because like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier like when I do TikTok debates, it's usually not with people that have like a background in philosophy. So it's easier to use a dog because they can kind of like see the similarity more than like between a human and a cow.
Yeah. Yeah. But people like, oh my god, there was this pro-choice thing I was running earlier where like I told them my like anti-natalist intuitions, and this person was like, well, everybody suffers, and I was like, well, that's just to agree with me, right? And then they were like, but suffering is what gives life. Like you wouldn't have the good without suffering. And I was like, okay, like world A, no people. World B, infinite people suffering for infinite time. Which world's better? And they were like, world B, obviously. And that's just so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, they're just not saying it right. They'd want to say some suffering in conjunction with some, like, well, it depends on what they mean by good, but some like suffering in conjunction with an end of good, or even an end that tends towards the good.
I have a guy.
Sorry, Cage. What did you say? I tune out rhetoric. Well, do you hold to anything like that, Cage? Like, obviously, like deprivation theory of good to me is just not is garbage, nonsense, trash.
No, I'm like a Aristotelian about goodness.
Yeah, Cage is a master
So
bullshitter.
I certainly think, um, like there are some causal series that are necessary to, or some causal series that are good, or at least tend towards the good, or
Cage,
maybe.
what do you think about this? I was asking Megs about this earlier. I was like in the video I had to watch about this guy in the comments. What's the chances? The 2 hour video I watched 3 times to see the accusations of racism. Right? Megs typed in the comments before she ever knew me. It wasn't at me, but she said something like, "No, usually opinions aren't taken to be propositional." What are your thoughts on that? Because my thoughts are, I don't know what she's talking about. Like,
Yeah, I usually don't take them to be um like propositions, but that's because
actually,
usually most opinions are ordered in any way to understand them propositionally. Like if you say I like ice cream and the subject is ice cream, excuse me, there's no quantifier and the predicate is questionable. Um,
wait,
if you said, go
but
on.
I like ice cream. Like, that's truth apt, right? Because you could be
Well,
lying.
yeah, of course it's truth app. My definition of a proposition is the first order sense, which is just a sentence that can be truth apt in conjunction with three, three concepts: a subject, a predicate, and a quantifier. So you'd have to like obviously that's indicative of some propositional attitude you hold. Like I certainly think opinions are propositional attitudes, but I don't think that they're propositions. So like if you say I like ice cream, the proposition would be, for some ice cream is good, and the predicate is good. The quantifier is for some, and the subject is ice cream.
But do I just have a misunderstanding of like the nuance of a proposition?
Well, if you just take propositions to be anything that can be truth up, then like you're basically only excluding questions and um like incorrect grammatical sentences.
Yeah. So, well, I know that like propositions are different than like the sentences that like carry them, or like well, I don't want to say I know that. From what I understand, like if you were to say like el pleu and I was to say it is raining, right? The
El
proposition.
pleu,
Yeah. What is it? How do you say it?
il fait pluie.
Whatever. What is it? What did I say?
El pleu.
Yeah. What did I say? What is that in French?
She cried or she cries.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you were to say that and I were to say like she is crying, right? The proposition is going to be um the the referent that they share, right?
The re-
Like what's
the
referenced by
referent.
both utterers. That's going to be the proposition. Not what my sounds are and your sounds are.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I see. Okay, yeah, you can make sentences that can be truth apt, but simply being truth apt doesn't like constitute some formal proposition. It might constitute like an informal proposition, and that's just say that there's not like a formal system behind it. Sure. But
Okay, so
usually when
wait.
I'm talking about it, I'm speaking on the formal system. Like especially when debating, I really want to keep it as clear and concise as I can.
Yeah, so I guess can you name like the example that you gave, I guess oh yeah, love you Jay, bye. Can you give me like a more like a blatant example of a declarative statement capable of being true or false that's not a proposition?
And
Like a
like a
formal?
yeah, I already gave you like she is crying. That's like truth apt, right? She could be crying or not.
Yeah.
But like the formal would be so crying would be is crying is the predicate. It's not well, actions can't be predicate, but um you'd have to say um right now
Wait.
Well,
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
you'd have to say like right now this person crying is
Wait, why can't crying be a predicate?
it's
as its
sub.
action.
No, actions can be predicate.
Action. Wait. But you're talking about. Are you not? You're not talking about grammatically, are you? Or you are?
No, I'm talking so predicates are just like entities that ascribe properties.
Yeah,
Like
but when
is
you say
crying isn't
predicate,
a
are you using
property.
it? Are you using predicate in the grammatical sense or in some like philosophical sense?
It's
No,
subject.
with respect to first order logic,
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Sorry. Um.
like is true as a predicate, is good as a predicate. It's just anything that ascribes a property, and
Yeah.
crying
But so
doesn't
like
ascribe any
the reason
property.
that you can't say like wet is red is because they're both predicates, so it doesn't really make sense, right?
Well, you can't. It's not that you can't say um like something is X informally. I'm saying like that's just a propositional attitude that you have. That's just like a belief that tends toward some formal system wherein a proposition is reflexive of that belief, right? Like
Yeah.
if you say abortion is good, you're just like that's your belief. But the formal proposition would be depending on the stance, like it'd get more particular. So, like if you take Sarah's stance, it would be for all non-lethal abortions, abortions being permissible is true, or abortions maybe denoting some property is true.
I guess I just have like a juvenile understanding of what proposition's supposed to mean, I guess.
It's fine. It's like when I see people with backgrounds that say, well, sometimes they're memeing, but if the background is like abortion is good, like, yeah, like colloquially, you can take that as propositional. Propositions are really hard to define analytically.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
it's like
Just let
knowledge or
the baby decide,
anything.
really.
Huh?
Yeah, Dean
Hmm?
Dean sent me a DM saying that propositions are semantic primitives. Would you agree?
What?
I'm just kidding.
I just said let the baby decide.
Oh,
Like if
yeah,
you
I'm a
told the
quietist
baby
about it.
that she wanna like have people argue over your decisions. Look what's up. It's Assassin's Creed.
No, I don't.
You do?
What's up,
This
brother?
is what's up, brother? Did I have sexual relations with that man? Just kidding. Yes, I
Did
did.
possibly
so
cat's out of the
so
bag?
I was so I was listening, and uh, KJ's like super smart. So I'm gonna ask him because
Stop
I
saying
want
that.
to trying to learn. So uh, that's always good. Learning is good. Uh, but that's a bad proposition. Um, but so if you were to say God is imaginary, that is not a good proposition.
No, I take that to be a belief, right? Because usually that's going to be like some statement, and this is cashed out to my theory of belief, which is like
What I say?
functionalism. But really simply, I take any statement like that, God is imaginary, God is fake, God is Sky Daddy, to be in response to some knowledge or, in other words, epistemic input that they've been exposed to. So if they've been exposed to um, atheist debates or maybe even atheist shows that plant this head, whether consciously or unconsciously, that God is fake, or even such that God is a dream ideal or illusionary, then their belief is going to be reflected from that content that they'd expose themselves to, and they're going to express that by saying God is imaginary. But that's not actually any formal proposition that can be evaluated using our systems. They're kind of like they're kind of like math. Think of, if I said to you, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's, you understand what I'm saying, right? Um,
Yes.
but if I were to formalize that, I would do one addition or conjunction sign, which is addition, and then 1 equals 2. But saying it to you informally is 1 plus 1 is 2, where I have one plus 1 is 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same sort of thing, but you can't evaluate 1 plus 1 is 2 in the same way using the same methods that are analytic, deductive, um, in the same way you can evaluate or derive the formal system using those symbols that are in the proper structure.
Is it because the data doesn't match?
No, it's just really hard to take semantics and formalize them when everyone has different semantics. Like if you when somebody says God is imaginary, two people could be saying that belief and have wildly different formal propositions that are reflected in that
Yeah,
belief.
right. Like if I said like she's crying and you said, blah, 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 like if I
Yeah.
was using crying in like an idiosyncratic way, we wouldn't be
'Cause,
referencing the same thing.
so let's throw it out there because I use this statement. God is imaginary.
Mhm.
So let's just throw it out there because I do use this. So how
Well, how are you using imaginary?
why am I using imaginary?
No,
Because it doesn't
how?
exist.
No, how?
Oh,
How?
how?
Yeah, define it.
Uh, uh, it only exists within your mind,
Perfect. Okay, so
inside your
then
imagination.
yeah, so then the formalization would, in the first order system, granted there are two higher ordered ones, and then there's other non-classical formal logics, but that's not important. That's just to muddy the waters. Imagine I only said first order.
Okay.
Um, so in first order logic, you would formalize that belief in you'd have to think about this more than I'm just going to rattle off to you, but you would say, uh, so first you'd want to quantify God, whether you mean the Christian God, whether you mean all concepts of a God, that would have to be disposed. But I'm going to switch God out for the variable X. So
Okay.
um, we'll take it you're a hard atheist. You don't think any gods could exist. And you'd say for all X, X does not exist. That'd be one proposition. And then the second one would be X is only a product of mental states. And then, or no, for all X, X is only a product of mental states. And then you would add is true on both of them to get the predicate. So for all X, X does not exist is true. And then Second one, for all X, X is a product of mental states, is true. And those two beliefs are necessitated by your opinion because first, by imaginary, you mean he doesn't exist. And then also by imaginary, you mean he's a product of the mind or the brain or imagination.
Okay. I think I understand a little bit. It is definitely something I'm going to have to think about deeper. But I understand where you're coming from in informing informing this.
It's why
So
you see a lot of Phil bros. I should say Phil bro. It's why you see a lot of people ask, what do you mean by this? Because I could say God is imaginary. And by imaginary, I could mean like I could be some sort of person who believes that everything that exists, like the things you see in front of you, the things you take as physical objects, I take it, or I could take it, that those things in front of you are fundamentally mental. They're not what you think they are. They're just like a dream. Everything around you in your dream is just a product of your mental. I could take that for the same thing in reality. So by imaginary, I just mean as a product of my mental, but I mean that of everything. So if I think my entire world is just uh, some idealism, some mental world that I've built, well then saying God is imaginary is just to say that he exists or is as real as anything in front of you is now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's interesting.
So could you so technically an atheist could lose on that front because it depends on how they define imaginary. Not how I define imaginary, how they define imaginary.
Um, yeah, especially if you see somebody with the prompt God as imaginary and they mean what I just said, then they're obviously going to be theistic, and you'd have to like there are underlying things you can do, right? You can either challenge the notion that everything is mental, like fundamentally mental. You can challenge the notion that God is a part of that fundamental substance that is a product of your mind or brain, depending on how they cash that out. There's like a thousand. It's like chess. There's a thousand different ways you can win the debate. Um, but it's just I gave the example to show that two people can say the same belief or opinion and mean completely different things. Like I can say I like chocolate ice cream, and you could say you like chocolate ice cream, but the reasons could be vastly different or something
Yeah.
like that.
Also, like as far as like just debate goes, it's like Cage could write somebody's argument who's not very confident or like, like doesn't have the like rhetorical skills or something, and they could be correct in their position but lose the argument because the person who is wrong sounds better or something.
Oh, okay.
Rip Detroit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Like there are people on this app. Not actually. Wait, is Detroit? Yeah, Detroit's not. Wait, is he? No,
I don't know. I've never
I don't
seen him
know.
on this app.
But he's just think of a how do I put this? Think of somebody who is
I got it.
incredibly.
Think of if Stephen Hawking and a gray crayon and a
I
dictionary had a threesome.
was gonna say
Ah,
Stephen Hawking, but
Really?
Stephen had rhetoric, bro. He had like some rhetorical jabs at a lot of big physicists. So I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't want to say him. But think of like you might hear debates and you might hear people say, "Do you think you look good right now? I'm absolutely blowing you the fuck out in this debate, bro." Or just
Yeah.
like any insult. Um,
yes.
yeah,
I hear that all
that's
the time.
typically called rhetoric, which is different from meta, but rhetoric is just something you throw on to substance to sound like you're doing better in the argument, even though the thing you might actually be debating is either confused or not justified. And the best example I can give of that is maybe in like some political spaces where actually this is a great example. Um, when Donald Trump was running for the primaries in 2016, he was going against this other guy. I forgot his fucking name, but it was between them two. And Trump, during that entire debate, gave three substantive points. And the points were that his policies in 2016 or 2015 would do better for the economy. He said that his policy on the border would be better and his policy on foreign war would be better. Then he spent the entire debate not justifying any of them or really explaining how he was going to do that. and instead listened to his opponent's substance and his points and threw in critiques mixed in with like, you got a dog wife, Jerry. You know, your wife's a dog. Nobody likes your wife.
I think it was Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, yo,
that
Cage, you know what that
multiple
means,
times.
right?
What, you got a dog wife?
No, it means that Detroyer and Trump are two sides of the same rhetoric coin.
Yeah,
Because
Oh God.
Detroyer has no rhetoric. He won't even
I know,
like.
but Trump has all rhetoric and no substance, and Detroyer has so much substance but no rhetoric.
Yeah, yeah. It's well, rhetoric is different from, well, that's not important. But yeah, you'll typically, like, I do that. Anybody who's debated does that. It's more or less just to, um, well, first you deliver the substance, and if you're intelligent in the debate, that should be already a hard point to like deal with because you're already like Zach gave me this. He told me about this the other day. He said he saw an ad for a product that would water hard to reach plants. Right. So somebody proposes. Think of it, you're at a debate stage, and somebody says to you, "I have this amazing product. It will help you water your difficult to reach plants. It's great for seniors. It'll help out old age homes. It'll help out people with bad backs. It'll like empirically reduce injury rates and yada yada yada." Well, if you're debating against this product, first of all, that substance, that like thing is hard to refute. And then especially if your opponent says, and my opponent, my interlocutor across the stage only wants to see, they only want to see, looking for the English word, fuck, the elderly. They want to see the injury rates rise. They want to see a less free market, and they want to see less capitalism in this country. And that's not what we stand for, right? So then that's another point you have to address that's more difficult. So for the first point, you have to think of a way to refute them. So you'd say something like, "Well, why wouldn't you just hang the plants in a place that's not hard to water so that these seniors can have a more active and enjoyed life, not feeling like they need to rely on these products or other people to be self-sustaining and have some independence in their lives? Haven't these people earned the right to be confident in their day-to-day lives given what they've provided to this amazing country? My opponent just wants to charge these elderly people for their dime and their money and ruin our elderly economy." You know, it's like,
And then the other way you could attack that rhetorically is like they say you can water your hard to reach plants with this product, and then you just cut in and go, "Who the fuck would make their plants hard to reach, dumbass?" It's like it's like that. That is way less substance than what Cage just said, but 100 times more rhetoric.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? When you and Present were going back and
no,
forth,
no, that's just
or,
meta. So meta is when there's like zero. Actually, rhetoric
No,
is
wait.
usually in
So wait,
conjunction
wait.
with
So
some
I'll
argument.
show how we got here. So first, Cage was giving an example of the hard to reach plants, right? And then I cut in with my example, and then we all started laughing, and then you pivoted away to talking about present. What I just did there was meta.
oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, you're like recapitulating the conversation as like if you're a narrator or something.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
yeah, that was not my best hour, but yeah.
okay. Well, I appreciate the lesson. I really am trying to learn all this stuff. It's interesting. I don't really do philosophy because I fucking hate Phil Bros. But
Yeah,
but
Don't worry, you'll learn on the job. It's fine.
yes,
yeah.
yes,
It's
I
OJT.
am. I appreciate the teaching. I really
Yeah.
do. But I'm gonna go watch a Dune with my wife. So
Okay.
Oh,
Weird
good movie.
flex
You'll
that you
be
have a
fine.
wife, but that's fine.
nothing.
I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding.
No, I wasn't flexing or nothing. I'm just
I'm
like
just
she's
kidding.
like get the fuck off the live, and I'm like
Yo,
okay.
Assassin, have you ever been kicked in the middle of your sentence before? Yes or no? And explain why.
I mean I don't know.
We love you, Assassin. Have fun with your movie. It's a good movie. You'll enjoy it.
I want to watch it too, but I just haven't. I know I'm gonna love it, but I just haven't got around to watching it. What's up, Lucrati? Dean was here and you weren't here, so
Oh, I don't think they're. I've heard rumors that they're brothers, but
I mean
I
they
don't
live
know.
together. They live together.
Yo, give me
Yeah.
1 second.
Well, I mean, the Dawa and Dean must be strong in the house. Wait, because I know when I was inquiring Islam years ago, Uh, this would have been 2000, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. I was living in a house with a bunch of Orthodox Christians, and I remember I had a room, and right outside my room was the kitchen, and right beside the kitchen was the living room. And my room wasn't actually big enough to lay out my I forgot the fucking Arabic word for it. Oh my God. But the prayer mat and, take my shoes off and make sure my feet were clean and whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember laying it out in my living room, and all of the Orthodox Christians were watching like some fucking like game. And I remember praying off in the corner, and the whole time they were doing it, they like turned down or they what is it, turned up the volume because I was like mumbling to myself because one, I don't speak Arabic. Two, I would like listen to a video that told me how to do the whatever. And ever since then, I realized that if you want to like be strong in your religious faith, it's
Yeah.
probably a good idea to surround yourself with the same religious faith, or else, iron sharpens iron. Except I don't, I don't know. That's
Well, I have respect for people like Justin. Who else? Like P Mars, Wits, Rasol, the theists who present. Like I have respect for them, not because I think they're good at like arguing or something. I just think that like there are no namers that come up and yell and say that like you're gonna go to hell, right? And then we like stomp them and then they leave and we never talk to them again. But like, I mean, Wit will listen to people preach against God for like hours and then just pipe up at the like when asked a question about a biblical reference and then she'll just like calmly mention that like she's Orthodox or whatever, and then like like Rasol will just like ask Dwight to start up a live because he really wants to practice running tag, like if there's a way to convert people to Christianity, I think the way that they're doing it is better than the join so I can yell at you for being an atheist and then leave and block you or something.
I don't know. Sam Shamood seems to be doing pretty well.
Who's that?
Sam Shamoon is making a living.
You should YouTube Sam Shamoon and get back to me on that. I think he's doing phenomenally. Obviously,
Yeah, he's really making a name for himself.
oh, he's. You think anybody who thinks I am a dickhead needs to go listen to him
Yeah.
It's crazy
because
because this guy,
go on.
like people like Sam Shimon and like David Wood or even like God Logic, it's or Dog Logic rather. It's like these
He's
guys they
Bilal
make their
Bogan.
they just they make their money off like just anti-Islam. It's nothing else.
Wait, what is that? I've heard of God Logic. Was that the whoops? Was that the idiot that I was talking to in Walmart the other day?
Yeah, that
Is
was
that somebody else?
no, that was him. That was him.
Hey
Okay,
guys,
because Danny sent me a YouTube video and said, I heard you debated God Logic. Watch this, and it was Logic speaking to like uh, I think it was one of Danny's friends, and he just didn't understand anything that his friend was asking him for. It was hilarious.
you know what I don't
Uh,
understand? I don't understand why bad things happen to good people. Like sometimes I'll be doing a live and then I'll have to end it and I'll just like meta kind of bring up that I'm ending it. And then before anybody realizes